Hello and welcome. Oh, what is she already rolling on? I'm scared. My name's Jared and I am the Dungeon Master for Here Be Dragons. Across the screen we have Lindsay as Valari, Nathan as Garth, Lauren as Ari, and another Jared as Thadric. We have to switch names. I'm Jay today, he's Jared. I don't know. Something about our contracts and two Jareds. Whatever. But welcome. We are a D&D group and we've got an ongoing story. We are in Season 4. So just to quick kick this off, if you haven't caught up with us yet, you can do so. We've got our VODs here, we've got all of our episodes on YouTube, and we do have things on podcast. Take a look below, herebedragonsdnd.com, or if you go to the Anchor FM site, anchor.fm, and then look up Here Be Dragons, you can find a hub for all those podcasts, so you can listen on any of your favorite podcast players, stations, radios, whatever it may be. I don't know technology very well. It's there. I'm going to kick it over to some of our players to talk a little bit about our sponsors before we get into the game.
Yeah! Guys, our sponsors are so cool. And that's not just because they're our sponsors. I would think they were super cool, even if they weren't our sponsors.
True story.
Starting off, we got Critical Treasures. She makes everything D&D nerd related. They're all wonderful. We're sporting some fun dice bags that she made, but she makes dice and keychains and dice trays and you name it, she probably makes it. Awesome shop, so check out her Etsy.
We also have Blacksmith Craft Dice. They roll just what you need, like my portent numbers, which I gotta say I'm pretty proud with. We're just gonna leave that up in the air, and Jared doesn't get to know what they are, but Jared can. Hey, Mr. Hoy. Oh, wait, this is alive.
Yeah. We gotta figure out a solution there.
Our final sponsor I want to shout out is Caffeinated Kobold. They make awesome, nerdy-themed coffee blends, different roasts, and they are delicious. So for those late-night sessions, or, if you're watching from the UK and you just need to stay awake.
Or if you're a normal person and drink coffee in the morning.
That too.
There's that.
I had
Even
a lunch
the person
coffee
who doesn't
today.
like coffee, but you're nerdy, get that, because then you're like, oh, I'm just having some tavern blend. What does that mean? Beholder's Gate, what was that one?
Bean
Or
Holders
Raise the
Brew.
Dead. I thought they had a Beholder one coming.
They have
out.
a
Bean
Maybe
holders is
No.
their espresso, right?
Bean Holders Brew, yes.
Yeah. Other ways you can directly support us and affect the game would include tipping. So $5 gets a draw from the magic scroll
Mild
box.
magic.
Yeah, and it will automatically, do something, give advantage or something to whoever. Then let's see, $10 is a reroll that you get to assign to any player. And then what's the next one?
$20 gets you a friend or foe. So that affects the game with a NPC that comes in and either attacks you, helps you, or just sits there and stares at you.
Lastly,
I've got a pool of those.
We do have what's called a hype boss. You'll see that below our DM over there. When that changes, if that's you, you get to assign a nat 20 to anyone on screen that you see.
Yep.
And the hype boss is changed via tipping, bits, subscribing, following.
Yep. Everything.
All that will take down the current boss and lead to a new one.
Yeah. And that hit point system, if you blast the boss out of the air and they have 5 points left and you were to do like 4,000 damage, you get that as your base health pool. So we can see that Sarah BC1 really blasted the last person. I think it was POTUS. Sorry.
I think it's Shadow Reels.
It might have been Shadow Reels. I don't know. But there's some battles that happen there. Otherwise, I think that's the majority of things here. One thing to make note of.
If you scroll
Yeah.
down.
More info below, above, left, right. Socials up here. One thing to look at is that social, because I've been chatting with some of our sponsors, and I think we're going to be doing some big fun pre-holiday giveaway. One big event soon. So keep an eye on social.
Now, when you say pre-holiday,
Pre-holiday.
you mean like
Pre-Arbor
pre-Arbor Day?
Well, it could be pre-Christmas, Festivus, whatever you celebrate in the winter. There's a lot of gift exchanging and fun that happens. So if you're getting your Festivus pole out and getting that ready for your holiday, you can set this at the Festivus pole as a gift
So
for
we're
one of your nerdy
Thanksgiving
friends.
per usual. Not that holiday.
No, not that holiday. We'll just be joyous and happy then. But this will be something that'll happen between now and December, so keep an eye on social. It will be a social giveaway, meaning you'll have to engage there. So it's pretty easy. You don't have to be online. You don't have to be watching us as it happens, because I just realized we had the weird time change for those watching in the UK and Europe. We are now an hour later for them.
Darn you, daylight savings time.
Why are we so
Yeah.
the worst?
Because the sun's setting at 4:54 in the afternoon today.
It's
Yeah.
why? Why?
Anyways, we should play some D&D.
Let's play some D&D. Yeah, with that.
Sunlight.
It breaks
You
me.
realize the sun was gonna set when the sun was gonna set. We're just calling it a different time.
Yeah.
It's not really.
Let's leave the existential thought process to Thadric, please.
Come on.
Sorry.
Come on. We just had you. You were a DM last week. Now you're Thadric this week. What's going on?
Imposter
Stay in your
syndrome.
lane, Lindsay.
I can't wait till she plays Garth.
No one wants to play Garth. Nathan.
I'll fix that. We don't have to have a Garth. All right. Players. I believe last we had left, you had snuggled into the comfy, cozy beds that were set up within Linus. But just prior to that, you were teleported back to the next hill north on your quest from where you had been removed at the first sight of danger. The librarian had stepped in and encased you in a bubble of protection as there were some explosions that had happened from the enemies that were coming at you. You had ended up on the top of this hill moments before that, and you were able to look down into the forest and see those explosions happen. And you had a minor little lapse of time, even though you spent some hours in a very creepy library.
It's a little more spooky.
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 It's not the spooky season anymore.
It's not
Can't-
spooky
Clearly.
season. Only 360 some odd days until we get that again.
Well, that's
what?
not true, because Friday is Friday the 13th.
Spooky.
Pretty spooky.
Man, why didn't we play on the 13th? But you did see the explosion that you were just saved from moments ago. You were able to nestle into bed, and dawn approaches the next morning. What do you do?
Do we know Dawn?
Do you know Dawn? Dawn is actually the name of one of the pillow goblins, and she comes up and hits Thadric in the face with a pillow and bounces off.
Does she crow like a
She's
rooster?
She's a pillow goblin, so maybe she makes the face but doesn't make the sound. You've never had one of these pillow goblins really talk to you.
That's right.
The silent type.
Another beautiful morning, huh?
Unlike Garth.
What?
The pillow goblin's a silent type, unlike Garth.
Oh, I said another beautiful morning. I thought you said Garth wasn't beautiful.
Well,
Another beautiful morning, unlike Garth, is what I heard.
Yes, that's what everybody heard.
Yes, yes.
listen, guys, it's been a day. My
Sorry.
brain.
Sorry about your face, Garth.
Okay, so. Good morning to you too, Ari.
I roll back over.
The pillow goblins are opening the doors of the tent and tying them open. A cool morning breeze rushes in, and you do smell a nice smell of meats being cooked outside. And you're able to get a glimpse of a couple pillow goblins turning a small spit over the fire with some sausages, and one comes in and his little pillowy hands are a little bit blackened, not charred or burnt, but just like he was getting a little too close to the fire, and he's dusting them off and trying to keep the smoke from billowing into a flame in his hands.
Station.
No, they could exist outside of the tent.
You've only seen them just outside of the doorway ever so slightly, and the fire is literally right outside the doorway.
That seems like a fire hazard.
Yeah, I was like, if the fire marshal comes.
Breakfast. Thadric, would you care for some breakfast?
Yeah. I don't even know. What, you guys are weird. Because, like, yesterday maybe tomorrow, I'm not sure, we were underground in, like, a cave. And
Yes.
then we went to a library, but
Yeah.
we were on the road.
Mhm.
And then now we're in this pillow thing.
Yes.
We're not even from this dimension.
Y'all, you guys are hard to keep track of.
Yes.
That's the point.
Are we still going to do the... Wait. We were going to rescue a princess? No, what were we doing?
It was a tower.
Yeah.
There's a
Yes.
tower. It was a tower.
With the princesses.
I don't know if that was because remember that giant explosion?
Listen, not all princesses are stuck in towers needing somebody's help.
Some of
No,
them.
but all princesses have towers.
She doesn't.
Do they though?
She doesn't.
I
Her
mean,
Majesty doesn't.
the tower could be
That
anything,
we
really.
know
It doesn't
of.
need to be a physical building.
Well,
Go on.
yeah.
It's just like the tower is what you care about. And you put your things and your safeness in there.
I thought it was. I
Like-
thought it was like a confinement thing.
Like a vault. It's a tower of vault.
As Thadric is speaking, a couple of the pillow goblins come up and sit down and just stare up at him as he's speaking his words of wisdom.
This little dude gets it.
Little wave.
But aren't most princesses in towers not wanting to be there and not able to leave?
I can't speak to what princesses want. I just know that there's towers involved.
This raises so many questions. Thadric, I feel like we barely know you. From whence do you hail?
That's
Whence?
true. Whence?
Yeah, when do you hail from?
From about 3 days ago. No.
I mean, we went through
This time?
a lot of portals.
What's worse?
I don't know what that does to time and brains, but
Yeah, no, I was right. From whence?
Yeah. Just give me a second. I have that information somewhere buried deep inside.
Thadric
Your
goes into
heart?
a closed eye moment as he digs into the deep recesses of his mind, digging through quote after tidbit of knowledge in order to find out where his true self is from.
you realize that our fourth companion keeps getting stranger and stranger as we switch them out.
I feel
I
like
mean, all I can really say right now is wherever you are, there you are.
But that doesn't. Okay.
but yes, that's what you are.
But what if your body is there, but your mind is transported to a different portal?
Then you, my friend, have found nirvana.
Okay.
Or what if, like, didn't we have someone once who was, like, possessed by something?
Probably.
All of us?
So then,
Didn't-
no, somebody was, like,
The Dragon King?
well, I mean, that's a good example. So somebody was possessed by it, then they're there, but they're not there, but they're.
They're trapped in a tower of their
flesh.
body.
Yes,
Yes.
flesh
Mm.
tower.
Yes.
I need breakfast.
Ari gets it.
Inside the tent.
As you're making your way to the opening of the tent, there's actually a plate of the meats coming in to greet you. A couple goblins carrying it, and there's some sweet treats set on a plate next to the door. And as
Cake
you're looking
and
around, as you look at all of these pieces, you do see that there's also a small little wooden box. Inside there's a few vials of Ari's favorite brown liquid that is super hyper energizing.
Drug juice.
And as Ari puts her eyes on that box, a goblin rushes over and puts his hands on top and pulls one out and starts to hand it to Ari, but carefully makes sure that she doesn't just steal the whole box worth.
No fun.
Good little goblin.
Down it.
And he looks across the rest of the group and hands one to Thadric and nods his little head. So Thadric, you get a small vial of a brown, almost gooey liquid that you just saw Ari chug down quickly.
Is it like the concentrate?
I want to hold it up to the vial that I got from the dude in the library, and just kind of like, all right, I want to smell the new liquid.
Yeah, the new liquid is a smoky and almost tart and bitter smell, but invigorating as you take a whiff of it. You almost feel like you wake up a bit more just taking a big breath.
Seeing everyone else drink it, I assume everyone
I
else
didn't
drank
drink it.
I'll start sipping on it.
As you sip, you begin to feel more energized, and it quickly sets in that you feel almost like the adrenaline rush of coming out of battle, but without having to have had that battle.
He starts waxing more incoherent nonsense slightly
Waxing
faster.
poetic.
It's just not their
Gibbering.
thoughts aren't connecting as well as
That's
they
all
would
that
normally.
Lindsay, wouldn't that?
Where you are is where you've been, and that's where you're going.
Cedric, how long have you been with the church?
Oh, a couple years. Couple years now. My family, we're blacksmiths. We make things. We're really good
Me
at it.
too. Well, my grandpa. Anyways.
I'm like the youngest of 3 sons, and like wasn't a lot of work in our town, so I had to go find like something else to do. Like,
So you joined the church. Interesting.
yeah. My dad was like, "Go," and I was like, "Okay," and then I went.
Riveting conversation you had
And
with
here
your
I
father.
am.
Well.
Talkative dude, huh?
You see, we, yes, as we mentioned, are not from this dimension. We are from Faerun.
Yeah.
It kind of went through a portal.
Like that,
Funny how that works.
like with the library place.
Yes.
We've been through a lot of portals. We've just been through a lot, period.
Yes.
Walking trees, houses.
Oh.
I mean,
Possessed.
we all have our
dragon
paths to
people.
walk.
We do. We all have our paths to walk.
We're technically kings and queens of some city we don't even know.
Are we still kings and queens? I forgot. Did we give that up?
Well, we I think we still have the titles. We just kind of pieced out and left.
Lord
Lord
Draclin.
Yeah.
So you abdicated. That's
Well,
a
I
pretty
mean-
bold move.
I guess we might have. We didn't officially say anything. We just.
One
Went
morning
to-
left.
That's right.
No, we
We
did say something. We deliberately talked to him about it. But, I mean, Ari already has a kingdom that she's got to find so that she can rule there, and Valari apparently has some sort of royal lineage in her as well.
I mean, no, I don't have anything there. Thought I had a thought. Sometimes that happens though. I can't keep it all. Sometimes it's just got out into the world for others to
Where
pontificate.
my thoughts go.
It just
There's no shadows in my brain.
No.
There's only shadows in my brain.
Yeah, we know.
What if you guys, like, put smooshed brains? Then there'd be some shadows.
Well, she
some...
once lost her brain.
I did. Last
'Cause, like,
spooky
Last
season.
time we were with the library.
Yeah.
Because if you look for shadows, that's all you're going to find.
Now, as you're having your discussion and packing your bags and getting ready to go, you see the pillow goblins waving you off as you kind of make your way to the door, discussing your history and your drives for this adventure. And as you walk out and walk past the small smoldering pit that was the fire, about 20 or 30 feet in front of you, there's an arc of 10
A boat?
common squirrels that's
Oh.
sitting there staring at the tent and at the people who just walked out, sitting
Did you
almost
say
motionless.
squirrels?
Squirrels, like, little things, fluffy
Yeah,
tail.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I
Like-
grab Astro's collar.
Astro lets out a little growl and looks across all these squirrels. They don't budge, and then after about 15 or 20 seconds of just standing there and staring at you all, they all scatter in different directions.
That was weird.
Fascinating. I would like to roll a nature check on what kind of squirrels they are.
Yeah.
You said they were common squirrels, right?
It's not great. That's a straight up 10.
You notice that there were a few different colors of squirrel. There's some gray, some dark brown. You can't quite pinpoint what origin of squirrel they are, but they're a common squirrel you see running through the trees and sometimes in the cities.
Interesting.
Are they gone too far?
They scatter and just hurry off, and like squirrels do, they run in zigzag patterns. A few of them run down the hill into the trees. A few just run across the plain to the north, the south, the east, the west. They're in all sorts of directions. They're too fast to catch. Maybe Astro could get one, but they're not just sitting there hanging out.
Okay.
Which
That
one of
was
you is king of the squirrels?
No, but we do know a druid. I don't know what he's been up to.
Yeah.
Perhaps he became king of the squirrels.
I can't find him right now.
What? Oh.
I can't find the druid. I don't know where he is right now.
I
Please
got
help.
it. I got it eventually.
What?
It was just. I got it. I caught up.
It's been a day.
Ah.
Were they spies?
Squirrel spies?
Yeah.
Oh, you have been on too many adventures, haven't you?
Listen, birds can be spies. Who knows what crazy druid mind wiped some squirrels and sent them to spy on us.
Is there really much mind to wipe with a squirrel?
Maybe they just injected their mental energy into the squirrel.
Ah, yes, almost as if it were a familiar. Interesting.
There were like 12 of them.
Yes, there were many of them. I don't know.
That's
We
like,
should.
that's like more than 6 druids.
True.
We should get moving.
Yes, we should probably pack up and
Alright.
start on the road. After all, we do have horrifying things chasing us now, don't we?
Okay.
Demons and the like.
Okay. I take Linus and give it a little shake. Fold. Put in my bag.
As you shake and fold the tent, it becomes a blanket right in front of your eyes, and the pillow goblins disappear inside within it. Something.
Bye, Dawn.
Bye, Dawn. Something
I
that.
left my hat in there.
Oh no, Bedrick's hat's gone for now. But as this happens, a bit of dust flies off the bottom as if it was just an ordinary blanket. Yet another strange thing that has happened amongst the group for our newest companion. Now, down the hill and to the north is a path that leads up and through a rocky approach, and across the rocks you see some smoke and almost a dark cloud. The rocks are a few thousand feet to a good solid mile out, so you can see down the hill that you've got a little bit of travel ahead of you. Not much, but in between there seems to be a small smoking fire next to the road. That's about a couple thousand feet away. You can't quite make out what it is, but it does seem like someone or something has been through here recently.
Squirrels?
I'd be interested in investigating who might have been through here.
Yeah, okay.
Just to know who else is traveling in this direction, as the road is very dangerous.
Wasn't it blocked?
Oh yes, but then we went through the portal.
Yeah, but it's blocked to other people.
Yes, well, people have been having troubles, but I feel like that explosion that we saw, that we narrowly escaped thanks to the librarian, may have at least rid some of the trouble. Though I don't know.
Worth checking out.
I like your wishful thinking, Garth.
Thank you.
Probably wrong, but let's go see.
So I would like to go investigate that stuff.
As you head down the path on the hill to the road, you notice that there's a few ditches that are very inconsistent along the road, as if there's small patches of farm that once were here, but now kind of blown over. You do see that there are a couple small signs that are very old and broken, as if, yes, it was a farm that you're passing through, but there's very little sign of life having been here for a handful of years, other than this just being a roadway. And as you make your way up the road, there's a lot of disrepair on the road, to the point that this seems like a treacherous pass.
Kind of like the 405?
Like the 405 if you're from LA, yeah, it's a treacherous pass. But you wouldn't know much about that. You'd have to ask Steve, and he's not around.
Steve.
Poor Steve. Back in his own home. Teleported who knows where. Rest his soul. But now as you're making your way up this road, you start to notice that you believe it is a cart or something cart-shaped. You don't see wheels on it, but it does have a small fire on top. At about 100 or so feet out, you think you see a body or something laying in the road near the cart. And off to the sides, you do notice that it looks like a wheel might have come off and fallen in a ditch. And then on the other side, something that was in the cart is kind of laying in the ditch as well.
This looks bad.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, the cart
I
is
ran.
stationary?
The cart is stationary, looking like it's flipped over on, like, upside down. There's no horses. There seems to be, there seemed to be a horse or two carrying this cart, and it is big enough that a few humans could sit in the back. But it is an enclosed cart all the way around, as if it would have either carried supply or people sitting in the back.
Well. Garth starts running up. All the while looking for, I don't know if it'd be investigation or perception, just looking for signs of what might have done this to the cart.
Okay. I mean, if you're looking for something, it would be investigation. If you're just trying to ensure that there's nothing around, or to understand just the general area, I would say perception. So it's up to you to roll on whichever.
Yeah, I think he's looking more for clues, so
Okay.
it's probably investigation.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my feat that lets me reroll.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I...
Oh wait, no, I'm a halfling. That's a 1. Finally! Finally!
Wow.
Nat 20!
There you go.
And I have a soft 20 on perception. I'm looking for immediate danger.
For immediate danger, you don't seem to see any immediate danger. Ari, you do, as you're looking around and hearing some of the sounds, you hear crackling of the fire, and then you also hear what you think is like a muffled screaming or yelling somewhere in or around the cart.
Okay.
you don't see anything around. But as you're approaching,
The cart then.
yep, as you're approaching, you have to pass this body that's laying in the road about 15 feet away from the cart. You do notice that it is charred and it seems to be missing most of its face, as if it was like clawed off or torn off. So something big had taken this thing out. Garth, you notice that too, and what you believe is, as you're investigating, you believe a larger flame creature of some sort had taken care of this human or humanoid.
We did not take care of him at all.
Took him out. But as you look at that, you see that the fire is really like scorched one side of the body, as if it was immediately blown into the front side of this humanoid.
I think Garth, because would Garth have noticed the noises from the cart as well?
Probably not as much, as you were investigating more of like what had
surroundings.
happened, and
Gotcha.
Ari was like head up trying to understand if anything's around. So
Gotcha.
you might have heard it, but not really
Process.
comprehended it so much, as you were like investigating the battle area here. Ari, as you're getting closer and you hear thunking and screaming underneath this cart, the cart sits upside down about 3 or 4 feet tall, as if it was a deep vessel of carrying, and you hear someone trapped underneath, muffled, yelling and banging on the side, and the top of the cart is now pretty much fully engulfed in fire.
Can I like get my hands under to try and like lift the cart?
You can get your hands under, but it is a fairly sturdy, almost solid oak feel. Like this is a very heavy-duty cart that you won't be
Okay.
able to do much with yourself.
I would call over, help, quick!
You
Garth.
said there's horses about.
No, the horses have seem to have been gone or freed. On the side where the horses are usually tied up to the cart, you see that the leather and the hooking has been broken off. The forks that stick out have been broken clean off. So the horses were either broken free or had broken themselves free as part of this catastrophe.
Okay.
I think hearing help, Garth is not very strong, but he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. So Garth is going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp
Okay.
near the cart and have it move, like trying to help use that hand to help lift the cart.
Okay. For this, I'm not quite sure what Maximilian's would allow for lifting.
I mean, yeah, so what it can usually do, just so you know,
Yep.
the short of it, it usually can do about 2d6 bludgeoning damage, and it can restrain creatures, so it's large enough that it's a hand that could go around an entire medium-sized humanoid.
Yeah. So
And
it could do a nice lift up under. Yep.
Yeah.
I would allow that to act as a humanoid here, in terms of lifting power.
Cool. Yeah, so he's trying to do that
Cool.
to help.
Badrick, Valari, anything from you?
Yeah, I'll pull out a shovel from my kit
Okay.
and start kind of digging around the edges of like where the slatting meets the earth.
As you're doing that, you're able to get a little lift, and a hand comes out from under a little bit and helps try and push up. This hand is all beaten up and bloodied, as if this person had been through quite a morning or late evening, depending on how long ago this had happened. And you can see them grasping and pushing up with all their might. Valari, do you or Astro approach, help out, or stay where you're at?
Not unless prestidigitating water is actual water, but then I can't do anything.
Oh,
So I'm
Okay.
staying out of the way. I'm
Okay.
just like, oh, that sucks.
the cart is slowly lifted, and with a heave and a push, the two humanoids and the earthen hand get the cart up high enough that a young man is able to kind of start sliding himself out. His clothes are a bit ripped and torn up, and he looks around and looks at all of you very quickly. And as he starts to mutter a thanks, he quickly gets nervous. Did you get rid of the rest of them? Are they all gone? And he
The rest of what?
Oh.
Flame beasts?
Well, you see, my father. Oh, and he holds back a bit of vomit as he stands up and realizes his companion is gone. Well, my father and I were trying to run from the village to the north. That it got destroyed by a tower that fell from the sky, and it was my home. And well, the people there are gone, and we just happened to be in the fields, trying to make sure to round up the last of our tools for the evening, and the tower struck, and we've been traveling since. But there's been beasts on the road, and I'm so nervous that these beasts are coming after us because we weren't destroyed in our town.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Yes, we had seen what looked to be an explosion a few nights back. We've been traveling up from our own city to lend aid. Now, I am sorry about you. Is there anyone else in the cart, by the way? Do we need to keep holding this up? Is there anything of that you need in there of value? Maybe we should just flip it over. I don't know.
You notice that as you got it up a ways, the back actually had cracked a bit, and a side kind of popped out. So it did kind of fall out of your hands as the young man had gotten out. So by now you've set it down mostly, or are holding on to a bit of wood as he's telling his story.
Cool.
These roads aren't safe.
We're going north. I'd hate to.
You can come towards danger with us, or you can try to make it your own.
He looks around the group, puzzled, and points up behind him through the rocky pass. You're saying you're going north of here?
Yeah, that's.
I would much rather go on foot up the hill or elsewhere, because north of here is quite scary. It once was my home, but it is no longer that.
Well, be careful, because the next town, the one we just most recently came from, is kind of plagued by people that turn to stone and then gargoyles that eat them. So just know that would be a weird night spent there.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, Thadric. Oh, I thought we had told him about.
Yeah. It was a
You
weird
talking
one.
about that place with all those cool statues?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
actually people.
Actually, people.
Who'd have thought?
No.
I've heard tale of that city. If there's an inn, a place that I could rest my head, it would be a warm welcome.
Go for it.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
Um,
Have a nice walk.
okay. And he waves at you briefly. As he.
Do you need help gathering things? I mean, I know, and Garth, I think during this time had kind of like taken that big cloak that he's been wearing off and kind of laid it over his father just to like help the lad focus.
Yeah.
And just, is
they
also
have
like,
trust
do you need help with anything? Now, I know Valari's done and wants to move on, but Garth wants to help this poor boy.
As you're saying that and
want
laying
help.
the cloak down, the young man fiddles with a very small pack hanging at his side, and he reaches around, and he slightly pulls a dagger out from his other side and checks it and puts it back. It appears I have everything that I had come with. which isn't much, and whatever was on my father is most likely not salvageable at this time.
I think Garth is going to, really quick, as they're kind of wrapping up this discussion, use. I don't know if this is really how Maximilian's Earth and Grass can work, but I'm focusing on this Earth-based thing. So I was hoping that maybe the hand could almost scoop up a bit of ground that would make for a grave.
I'll do it.
And then like carry the body over and lay it in there.
I'm older.
As you like try to dig at the ground, the hand doesn't do much, and Valari does step in and quickly starts digging with mold earth, understanding what you were going for.
It takes two. I go.
Yeah, letting you gently move the father off to the side. The young man hangs his head and mumbles a few words as he watches this happen. And then he steps over to the side of the road and picks a flower and tosses it in before the dirt gets placed back.
I think that's supposed to go on top of the dirt.
Do you have food?
I have a few small bites here. It should get me a day's worth of walking.
Here.
But
I grab a water skin and like enough rations for another like day or two for him.
as you do that and hand it to the young man, he takes a sip and then a chug of the water and then puts it at his side and takes a big breath and mutters out a thank you as if he hadn't had much to eat the last day or so as he's been traveling. And just as he's doing that and hooking it back to his belt, a very non-normal warm breeze rustles through. The young man stands up and then looks around and shouts something that you can't understand as he goes diving into the ditch nearby. And just as you hear him shout and the warm breeze pushes through and he jumps to the side,
I draw my sword.
you hear you draw your sword and shield, and you hear the flutter of multiple large wings. At this point, I believe Thadric, from the angle he's standing, sees two dragons approaching. Almost coming out of thin air. They're moving so quickly.
Would I recognize the sound?
You would most likely recognize the sound, yep. Those of you who had encountered dragons before would recognize this sound.
Really? Again?
Here, dragons.
And Thadric, you see...
Do they look like elder dragons or just like little baby guys?
No, they don't look like little baby guys. They look like at least teen or older dragons. Like, they're not a fresh baby, easy whelpling to take care of, but they're definitely not like a battle-scarred 100-year-old dragon. One is golden and one is red.
Oh, we haven't fought a gold one before.
Gird your loins, everyone!
What is it? Arcana for dragons?
To understand more about them?
To understand the color, because I know, like Jared knows that colors have meaning.
Yep.
But I don't know if Thadric knows this.
Yeah, you could do Arcana. Let's see.
The other thing I have would be religion or maybe history. That would be it.
Arcana would be fine.
Well, I rolled a 5, minus 1 is 4.
It's a dragon.
You know that dragons of different colors do different things, but that's all you know, Thadric.
That's all Valari knows, too.
Anyone else need to have any last-minute rolls or thoughts as these dragons are approaching before we roll for initiative?
Last minute prayers.
Last-minute prayers. Cough, cough, Thadric.
Would a survival check tell me anything?
You're gonna survive?
Yes. You can do a survival check.
I did. It's an 18. 16.
Your answer is
Didn't prepare
no.
blessed today. Sorry, guys.
Your answer is no to that survival check.
Oh,
Cool.
dang.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds good.
Oh gosh. Well, yeah, I got nothing. There's dragons attacking us. Wait,
Yep.
my investigation being so good, would I compare the wounds left to this man to a dragon, or is it a different creature and we just happen to stumble upon dragons?
You don't believe a dragon would have gotten that close, or a man would have gotten that close to a dragon. But
Yeah.
there are scorch marks, as if something caught the man on fire. The clawing of the face, however, doesn't seem like a dragon thing. If anything, you would have thought a dragon would have removed a limb or something with a bite. So it might be, but you're doubtful that it was at least these two dragons.
All right.
And with that, I need rolls for initiative.
Wait, we're gonna fight them?
They're coming in hot at you, unless you want to run. You can
Wow.
use your turns to run.
What about diplomacy?
Beat me.
Look, I've never lost to a dragon yet, so
Right.
I'm not running.
I'm not running.
Yikes.
Yeah, same.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
It's just
Yep.
initiative order. It's
Okay. We ready?
Wait, Garth yells out, "Firebolt probably won't work."
Yes, because Garth, you do recognize that both the golden and the red dragon are fire-based dragons.
I can't do that anyway.
Let's start at the top. Ari.
It was for me.
11.
11. Garth.
I like
12.
kinda wanna fight.
The Java hasn't kicked in yet. Thadric.
16.
Hey, there we go. Valari.
5.
5. And you want to roll for Doggo?
He got a 13.
Whoa. One of the lead party members is your pet dog.
Do I still have
Can I pet
Maximilian's
that dog?
open grasp?
It's what, a 10-minute?
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. At the top of the turn order, the red dragon comes swooping down at the group and blasts fire, but it seems to be a warning shot as he makes an arc around the group and catches fire around the road, almost an arc to lead you in the direction that they had come from. He doesn't hit any of you, but puts up a nice tall flaming wall,
That's cool.
and then flies
Okay,
back up
so-
and away.
So we're trapped in a ring of fire?
You're trapped in a semi-ring of fire.
I
The
went
only
down,
way out
down,
is
down.
there's an arc that pushes you off the road into the field where they had flown over to the east.
Interesting.
Thadric, it is your turn.
Well, there's been an arc of fire and an arc of squirrels.
That's what
I
I
don't
was
know what
thinking.
that means, but it means something. I cast Shield of Faith on myself
Okay.
for a bonus action. And then I would like to... Oh god, I don't really have things here that would prepare me for something like this. I'll draw my mace and kind of put myself between where the kid jumped off the road and
Yep.
danger. And I'll just kind of rotate back and forth,
All right.
kind of trying to keep me between them.
Yeah, the young man is ducked down in the ditch there and is kind of peeking up and over and watching the dragons. Thadric, as you can like jump near him, you hear him yelp, "It wasn't them, but," and lets out a little hint that these weren't the things that attacked him earlier.
That's nice.
Yeah. As you're all looking around in battle, which dragon are you each focusing on or looking at? The one that just swooped through the red, or the gold that's coming in still at you all?
Gold.
The gold seems more of a. I don't know why.
All right. Valari, are you watching any of the dragons?
I probably am keeping an eye on the red because
Okay.
he seems to be doing something strategic, and I don't like that.
All right.
Yeah, Garth is much the same. Red has already acted, so his focus has been drawn to it.
Okay.
Mhm.
As you're doing that, we have the next turn. We have Garth. You get hit with a magic missile
What?
for 5 points of damage.
Shield?
You may use shield. Valari, you get hit for 3 points.
3 points? Okay.
Yeah.
That's not. I'll take that.
I mean, 5's not bad, but I got 2 dragons around, so...
Ari, you get 3 points of damage from another magic missile as well. And then another magic missile comes at Thadric, and then I can't recall, what did you have set up? Are you able to block, or do you take the damage from it?
Do we
Oh
see
yeah,
where
it
these
just
came
increased
from?
my AC, so I'm gonna take magic missile damage.
Okay, so you take 3 as well, and from what you could tell, these shots had come from underneath the dragons, as if something has been running across the field with the dragons.
Oh, I
so
thought you
they
were gonna be
came,
like someone using a dragon as a glider.
No.
Right, I was like, wait, what?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So
they-
like 3 feet above ground, like right into the center.
Yeah, they had come at you from about 30 or so feet out in from the brush of this field, as if something is fighting with the dragons.
See, it was a trick question, asking us what we were focused on.
Yep. Garth, it is your turn.
We should have picked the field.
I know, I know.
The question was, which dragon are you focused on?
I
Yeah,
know.
what
It
the
was
heck?
a very strategic trick question.
Leading.
I mean,
I
I was assuming as adventurers who are getting swooped by 2 dragons, there's not really any other focus.
That's
Yeah,
accurate.
looking at my nails, thinking about.
I flipped open the cat book that I stole.
Valari doesn't give an F about anything. She was just doing.
She pulls out a deck of cards.
Whoa.
I think Garth just got hit by something that is very surprising. Can I focus on that area? Like, turn and look into that area?
Yeah, as you turn and look from the direction that you got hit with, you do notice there is a straight burn through the tall brush that these magic missiles had come out of. And from what you can tell from your angle, it seems as if there's a humanoid or something about 30 feet out in the brush, crouched down and moving quickly towards you.
Well, I can't have that. So,
We're not gonna take it.
What you trying to get us pinged by the?
8 bars.
8 bars, and we're singing it. It's not, and not well. So, well, I'm not singing well. She sings well.
I
Yeah.
just got a
Not
Twitch
gonna
fan.
take it.
Wait, what?
I wasn't even singing the tune. So I am going to move my hand, Maximilian's Earthen Grasp,
Mhm.
in the direction of the magic missile and try and grab whatever creature's there.
All right. And as you move it to grab the creature, let's see here.
Needs to make a strength save, right?
I believe so.
It's a 10 on
It's
the
a
dice.
10. Well,
He
You-
already knows. So
you move it in, and you hear as Maximilian's Earthen Grasp takes hold.
Cool. I think then it does 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
2d6 bludgeoning damage. Yep.
6.
6 points of damage. You hear a little bit of a crunch of someone getting squeezed by this hand, and a bit more of a "Ugh!" as you know that it's doing damage.
Got him. I don't know who he is, but he shot me.
Ari, it is your turn.
Yeah. I know enough that magic missiles don't come from dragons, and they're too far for me to do anything with my sword. So I am also going to turn my attention to whatever lame-o is sneaking through the grass.
Ari throws sword, right?
Huh?
Ari throws sword up in the air, right?
Perfect, yep.
I mean, if she rolls in that one, she might.
So I am going to take the dash. I'm gonna take the dash action. And I'm gonna move, 10 feet in a straight line, more than that. And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to make a melee weapon attack.
Make a melee weapon attack on the restrained creature, correct? All right.
I don't want to hit the hand, I want to hit the creature.
Yep. As you blast through the overgrowth, you notice that it comes up almost to your shoulders as you get out into the field. The field was deeper than you expected it to be. You're able to make your way through. You get a penalty of 5 foot movement, so you're able to make it
going through just the open, whatever he had burst through. Didn't you say there was a burned line right through the grass from where the magic missiles came?
Small lines from the magic missile. So they're like magic missile is about baseball size ish, so it's more like maybe a watermelon size that it burned through. I believe the earthen grasp has made a little bit of a crunch of this grass, so you're able to use that. So I'll allow no penalty on that because of the hand.
Thank you.
As you make your way up, you are able to swing at this humanoid. It does look like an elf that is grasped, wearing dark red robes with a silver stitching on the edge. So feel free to make your swing.
Darn it.
I mean, it is some sort of spellcaster, so...
11.
11. Double checking.
Dice have not been working with me tonight.
11 is a miss. You swing and you clip a little bit of the robe and make a slice through it, but you don't do any damage.
That was just a warning!
It was just a warning. As you've rushed up, now out of the grass, from behind or off to your right, there is an explosion. From what you hear, Ari, you need to make an intelligence save.
Yikes.
Yeah, you got hope for a nat 20.
Oh, I'm done with these rolls tonight. Intelligence save.
Yep.
6.
6. Out of the grass, Ari, you see a large explosion of flame, and there stands what seems to be a creature made fully of flame, and it roars in your face and slowly brings up a large claw to come down on you. What you do notice is that it's almost like dripping lava out of its mouth, and it screams so loud that your ears feel like they're going to burst. Now, we get to Valari's turn. Valari, you don't see this. Valari, you hear...
Are you sure it's my turn?
Yeah.
Because I rolled a 5 and Esther rolled a 13.
Oh, I had Esther as a 5. He followed yours this time. Apologies. He'll follow you on this one, and I'll give him a bonus later. Valari, it is your turn. You do hear Ari react to this monster about to claw down on her, but you don't see what she's reacting to.
I imagine I would still perceive like the dragon as a greater threat.
Yep.
So I think I'm gonna focus on that. Well, the dragons.
Mhm.
How far away is the red one, and how far away is the gold one now?
The red one had made a swoop. It's about 60 or so feet up in the air, turning.
Okay.
So it's got a slow arc as it's trying to turn to come back. The gold one is slowly coming in towards you, as it's not its turn yet. It technically hasn't moved, so it's up over the field.
So the gold one is.
The gold one's a bit closer, yeah.
And it's coming at.
It's
me.
coming down in at the whole group.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Chromatic Orb at level 3 as cold damage.
Okay.
That's not too bad.
What was your number?
13.
13 total?
12.
Okay.
12 total. Okay. So.
As you fire that chromatic orb, it whizzes up over the dragon's shoulder. And as you're
So,
thinking,
I know that I can't do-
thank you, Miss Magitech, for the follow. And it looks like we had some subs, gifted and non-gifted. There were some subs earlier, so thank you for those. We have 2,000 hit points left on our hype boss, so likes, subs, follows, tweets, retweets, high fives, any of that gets you points. Nope, that didn't work for you guys. Sorry, it doesn't work for cast. But
I want a nat 20.
But a nat 20 would be nice, wouldn't it? For me.
Yes.
Just pick me.
Okay, so I am going to quicken that spell
Okay.
that I just cast. So that was a bonus action.
It flies even faster over the shoulder of the dragon.
And you said it's 60 feet away?
Yeah.
From me.
Yep.
So I'm going to maybe I won't do that. I just can't get close enough.
I mean, if you rush forward, you'll be 40-ish
Oh wait, I
feet.
do still have my movement.
Yep, you do still have your movement, so you can rush forward.
So I'll move 30 feet.
Yep. So you're now up in the grass near Ari and the hand holding this caster person.
And I use my. So I'm at 40 feet now. So, like 40 feet, like right under it?
Yeah, it's up into an angle, like it's coming kind of down and gonna swoop over you as it was charging the road.
Still not close.
I mean, you've got someone trapped in a hand if you just want to take a free shot.
Yeah, I don't have any weapons out.
So Valari just punches the guy.
I will.
I mean, you quickened that spell, you would be able to use a cantrip attack.
Yeah.
as well.
I know. Sorry. I'm processing a lot. Okay. So I guess I will use just the firebolt on the hand guy then.
Alright. Firebolt on the hand guy.
Yeah, that's not doing anything either. It's an 8.
An 8. No, that
Well,
somehow...
I mean, it was a critical fail actually, so.
It was?
Yeah.
I need you to roll damage.
Yep.
And half that.
So 2d10s.
Roll.
4, 7, so it'd be 4, right? Because you round up.
Round down.
Oh,
it's a
so it'd be
3.
3.
So as Valari rushes in, she stumbles, and the shot fires and actually hits Ari in the boot. for 3 points of damage.
What was that about?
Boot.
Boot.
It's Boot Scoot Boogie.
All right. Let's see here.
You're used to it. Come on.
Astro
We've
has
got boots on the ground.
Astro has followed in, and he sees the free bite, so he jumps up and tries to bite the man being held by the dirt, and he gets a 4. So he jumps up and is just snarling in the man's face.
But he didn't bite me, so I'll
He didn't
take
bite
it.
you. Now the gold dragon
He's the
swoops
bestest.
down and lights a line of fire, cutting Thadric and the young man off, as well as Garth from the 2 women and the grasped man. So now there's a wall of fire.
Another monster.
So there's a wall of fire just outside of the ditch, an arc of fire around Garth and Thadric and the young man, thus splitting the party. But he doesn't
Don't split the
hit
party.
anybody. The red dragon turns and swoops back down and lands about 20 feet behind the man in the grasp and starts slowly walking towards and stands up tall and builds flame in its mouth, getting ready for an attack. Thadric, it is your turn.
Is there heat coming off of these flames?
Thadric, you don't notice heat coming off of these flames. No.
That was...
I want to go towards the arc where the kid is,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna risk it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna arm thrust through this fire here.
Okay. As you do, you feel no heat and no burn.
That's what I thought. Thadric had a thought. Yep. I'm gonna turn and stride right through the fire separating me from Garth.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Garth in the eyes as I continue through the next set of fire towards Ari and Valari.
Again,
Just straight making my way towards this elf or this held guy.
yeah, and again, there's no heat as you walk through this wall of fire that had been placed up. Do you do anything as you walk through? You're part way to this guy. I don't think you'll be the full way.
I don't think those dragons are real.
As you say that, the man that has been grasped tightly spits and kind of snarls at you. You don't think they're real, but they will kill you. And he tries to struggle free. And he gets a 13 on his strength. I believe that does not make it.
No.
Judges?
So you see him struggling, and he doesn't get out of the hand. Does he take continued damage or not?
He will, but I believe it's on my turn.
On your turn. All right, now it is your turn.
Then allow me to give him some damage.
All right, do some damage.
Good thing we waited.
He is restrained still.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a long spell, and it gets cut off when you print it off.
Oh, for Maximilian's? I got it right here.
Yeah, so... Oh, it does take 2d6 damage on a failed save.
On a failed
Wait.
save, but not on
No, that's-
the breakout.
No, that was to originally
Yep.
get it.
As an action, you can cast. You can cause the hand to crush the restrained target, doing 2d6 more on another strength save throw.
Then I'll do. Well,
Would he get another strength save throw to break out of it if it squeezes?
I think it just resists.
It resists.
the
He either
crushing.
takes full or half, so he's going to get damaged regardless.
Yeah.
The save is just to see if he gets half damage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll hold on to this spell, and I'll just see.
hold on to it.
Seeing Thadric just go through the flames, I think Garth wants to make sure he's still got this guy.
Mhm.
So he just kind of like "Ah!" and runs forward.
Knees high.
He's not wearing. No, I guess he does have boots. But then he sees himself unscarred, starts putting a couple things together, and is like, okay, and just has the hand just start pushing him down in the ground.
So
Alright.
he's gonna take more or less damage.
His strength save is 7, so that fails. Yeah.
To roll 2d6 of damage.
2d6 of damage, yep.
8.
8. And as you crush in and he takes 8 points of damage, you hear him go, ah! And kind of tilt his head back and forth a bit. And as you do, the red dragon that had landed and was approaching disappears.
Okay.
Now, it is Ari's turn.
I think seeing that the dragon disappeared and that these two are calling out and walking through fire, I am now questioning the figure in front of me. I'm trying not to metagame, but I think those would be noticeable enough to be like something strange here. So it seems like he's the epicenter of where things are happening.
So this
So I'm-
this big lava flame creature that you see is what you're questioning, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that if a dragon disappears and they're walking through fire.
I mean, Garth is amazing. You don't think he could just walk through fire?
No.
Rude.
Because I'd been engaged with him in front of me, and then the creature is behind me, ready to bring down his
No,
claw.
the creature is right in front of you. So you had engaged with the man, and the creature appeared just to your right, just a little bit, like in your view. You do see that the dragon was approaching, like he was going to attack, and then disappeared. You probably did not see that they had walked through the fire.
Okay, but Thadric called out, so I'm gonna take that as enough evidence to question. And I'm gonna take, since I was still engaged with the guy in front of me,
Mhm.
I'm gonna use my first swing on him.
Okay.
Come on, baby, come on!
When's the wedding?
The guy being the one that's crushed, not the guy being
Correct.
the... Okay.
The hand guy.
Yep.
You do have advantage.
Oh! What?
Not on the lava monster, right?
Oh, are you swinging at the
No,
lava
I'm
monster?
swinging at the guy who was restrained. I
Oh.
didn't take advantage last time.
I don't
Whoa.
think Lindsay or Astro did either.
Nope.
So this round you have advantage for sure.
Okay.
And Astro gets an
Nat
extra bonus
20!
dice.
Oh,
Nat
jeez.
20. Oh, jeez. Here goes the head.
I was gonna say, we ain't getting answers out of this guy now.
I
had restrained him.
mean,
You're swinging with your sword
I'm
one-handed.
swinging with my sword one-handed, so it's 8.
I believe you may, because it is a melee attack, call for non-lethal damage, but I don't know if the nat 20 just puts you just over that.
Hmm.
I mean, it's only 21 points of damage.
Only 21 points of damage. Okay.
On a spellcaster.
As
And I mean, I don't want to, because he's given some attitude. Like, I think I would want to know, like, what's going on. So I'll take that one swing at him, and I want to see if the lava monster disappears.
Flat
Yeah.
of the blade type thing.
So
Yeah.
as the guy is struggling in front of you and trying to break free, you go for a warning shot and try and just like do some nasty damage, but he gets his hand up and you end up lopping his hand off. And he lets out a
I was the one
yell.
who took off Navarre's finger once.
Yeah,
so.
I believe you did. But he lets out a yell as his hand flies off. Blood sprays up into the air across the few of you close. The lava monster is still there, roaring, getting ready to claw down at you.
Okay, then with my second action, since his hand is gone, I swing at him, and I want to take my second action to swing. Let's just de-hand them both. I'm going to swing for the hand of the lava monster, since it's still there and didn't disappear like the dragon.
All right. I don't have to say this because the guy is losing his hand, but you do notice that he looks worse for wear now that his hand's gone.
Is he, like, maybe bloodied?
Oh, there's blood everywhere. Super bloody.
It's only a 9 for the lava monster claw.
Only a 9 for the lava monster claw. You are not able to do damage to it. You swing and barely miss the claw as it is starting to come down at you. But you do notice that you slice through a drip of lava, but it doesn't stick to your blade.
Would I get to redo my intelligence save on this turn?
You can. Usually those are for an action.
Okay.
Like you'd have to investigate it or try to perceive it as your action.
I don't know if it's a save like with spells where you try to break out of it each time.
No, but you can't investigate it. It's a strange thing. Instead of trying to break out of it each time, it is a act of will to do that. It's silly things, you know. Awesome. And you are continued to actually feel a bit of fear on this thing, as it still seems very real, even though you had that moment of cutting through some of the lava. And the rest of the group sees you swing out into, to them, seemingly nothing, and letting out your Rari sound. So, it is now that creature's turn, and Ari, you feel... Sorry, Mousy. You feel a singe go across your body as this thing is close and swings down, but misses you. But you get 3 points of fire damage as it swings down right in front of you.
It's very interesting.
Now, with that, out of the grass
Of course.
to the right, where Ari was swinging, a few more magic missiles fly in, and one to each of you.
Which way? Yes, no, it's good to see.
Magic missiles just go for you.
Yeah.
Thadric, you take 4 damage.
4. Got it.
We have Garth would take 4 damage, but have you used anything to prevent you from using your shield?
I mean, yeah, it's a reflex, so I'll use shield again.
All right. 5 damage goes to Ari, and 3 to Valari.
Lucky numbers tonight. Or not
You
so
you
lucky.
each got your present of damage, right?
Yep.
Except me.
Perfect.
What's the return policy?
The return policy is find it and kill it, whatever it is.
I'm just
Cool, okay.
satisfied with the service.
I'm dissatisfied with the service. Unsubscribe. Valari, it is your turn to unsubscribe.
No, it's not. It's Astro's turn.
It is Astro. I mean, Astro is with you. He's right after you on this.
Okay, whatever.
So, Valari, it is your turn, then Astro follows.
Why do I? Okay.
Because I messed up on the initiative roll, and we'll remedy it in the next battle.
So I see nothing besides a guy with his hand cut off and about to die.
Yep, and then out of like the field to the right, where Ari's just swinging into air, a few magic missiles fly in at you. So you notice that bit.
But I don't imagine. Okay. Do the magic missiles fly right through where she was swinging? I imagine that's not what happened.
Near. They fly kind of even further to the right. So almost, if you're staring at the hand, it would be a good like 30 or 40 degree angle, and she's looking a bit past over the shoulder of the hand.
So I'll move forward.
You'll move forward towards what part? Where the missiles come from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, as you move forward, you end up slamming into another robed figure about 20-25 feet out with an oof, and they're standing right in front of you.
But I
another
can
dark
see
red
them?
robe. Yeah, you slam into them as you're pushing through the grass, and you find out where these magic missiles have come from. Penguin Witch Doctor, thank you for the resub. Dave Way, thank you for the follow.
Would. Okay, how much can I do in a turn? I'm sure I've asked this before. As far as like using my dagger and my crossbow, keeping in mind that I ignore the loading quality.
You ignore the loading quality. You have a light crossbow. Assumedly, you usually have a dagger and a crossbow at your side.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really unsheathing. You can use one or the other for this because you didn't have either of them in hand, unless you did in your battle already.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you can use one or the other. Normally, if you had them both ready, you could use both because of your feet.
Oh, so it cost me an action to draw one, even though I can use it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I will.
Just chromatic orb right to the face.
I was actually thinking about it.
Because you've caught him by surprise, you can get a advantage on this because you slammed right into him.
Let's do no. But is it
No.
Wait, okay. Is it daylight? Right? It's morning.
It's morning. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And there's a
Attack
whole
him!
bunch of fire around.
Chromatic orb. Cold. I'll do it at level 2.
Okay.
You said anything else?
Advantage because you've slammed directly into this guy. So he's off balance.
Yeah, boy. That's a 22.
22. That does hit.
Cool. So that's gonna be 4d8s. Just 4 this time.
Just 4. Oh, the baby beast has woken up.
Uh-oh.
Mhm.
She's ready for battle.
It's fierce.
Very.
Mhm. 5, 9.
I don't know if she's awake.
18.
18. So you basically put this chromatic orb right up against the guy's head and do 18 points of damage. And as you do that,
Oh man.
the golden dragon that had come swooping down at you all disappears. This guy stumbles to the side as he's got now essentially a sheet of ice on the side of his face, and he is very disoriented.
Great freeze.
Astro is still snarling in the man's face who's in the earthen grasp, and he gets a nat 20 on his bite.
Oh no, he did.
Oh no, he did. So he gets 11 points of damage as he gnaws into the neck of this
He
man.
did.
He bites into the neck, and blood sprays out, and the man goes limp. The doggo finished the first of the two men.
Is
The
that his
dragons are
first
gone.
kill? No.
It might be his first kill.
I'll look.
Does the fire lava monster disappear when he dies?
The lava monster does not disappear. It is still there.
She's really
Swinging at
hoping.
Thadric, it is your turn. The man in the grasp is now dead.
The only thing because we don't see the other guy yet, do we?
You don't really see the other guy, but you did see Valari kind of rush into the brush.
Yeah, I guess I just go after her and see what I see.
Yeah, as you push forward, you do notice that she's left a little bit of a path, and you see her, and you believe you see about 10 feet ahead of you another figure kind of stumbling as she's got her hand out, and ice is just falling off of it. You can see that she had made a pretty powerful attack.
Or there's toros in the atmosphere.
Okay. I'm going
Owie.
to do a thing. Bonus action. I'm gonna Searing Smite.
Okay.
Nope. Wait. Nope, I'm not gonna do that.
No,
Change my
just
mind.
kidding.
Instead, I'm gonna toll the dead on that guy.
All right.
So he gets a Wisdom 15 save.
A Wisdom 15 save. Let's see here. That is a 17.
Well, then no, a bell rings in the distance, and then he just shrugs it off, I guess.
He's just like, hey, look, a
He's
bell.
like, yeah, so you guys hear a bell?
Lunchtime? What?
And then I'll just continue as close as I can get.
All right, you're able to rush up onto him. So basically, you and Valari are able to stand shoulder to shoulder, or you can kind of move around just a little bit to give a strategic position around the man. Garth, it is your turn.
Garth is gonna, having seen the man kind of fall limp, he's like, he's gonna say, "We need answers!" And he's going to run in the direction everyone else is running and kind of command the hand to come with, like drop that body and come with. I don't think it's gonna be able to go after the next body, but the idea is...
Yeah, you've dropped it and it moves forward. You're able to, as you rush with it and get up close, you come up on the same situation and are able to start surrounding this other robed figure. On top of the hand, as the hand is moving forward, I assume kind of in like a claw ready to grab at something. Astro stands on the middle finger, kind of riding it through, getting ready to make his attack. Ari, it is your turn, and this lava beast is still swinging down at you.
He already swung.
Yes, well, he's got his other hand. He's got multiple lava hands.
Lava hands.
2 hands? What?
2 hands.
I think with Garth running, I'd be like, guys! And then I would stop and be like, why did my friends leave me with a lava monster? And then that will be enough to make me question.
There you go.
I would like to investigate. What do I do?
Investigate. Yeah, let me give you the exact that you can do against it. You can.
Next check.
You can do an investigation or an intelligence check.
Not a perception check to see if I perceive if it's real.
It is an investigation or an intelligence check.
Quick, ask again.
But
It has changed. It is actually an investigation or an intelligence check.
14.
14. You do notice that this thing in front of you glimmered and kind of shifted a bit as the hand and Garth passed through it, almost unknowingly. It feels as if it's not there and not real to you. And so when you think about it, it just disappears. It's gone.
Actively disbelieve!
Actively disbelieve.
I actively
This is the
disbelieve.
first time that's worked!
And it worked. But that was your action. You do still have movement, however.
I'm gonna run after Garth. I'm like, guys, it wasn't real! It wasn't real!
I know.
The Java's finally kicking in.
The Java is now finally
It's
kicking in.
real.
And as you go rushing in, the other cloaked figure stands up and puts his hand out to Valari, who had just attacked him,
That checks out.
and decides to attack. And out of his hand, a green smoke starts fluttering about and starts going towards Valari. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's not one of my good ones. Oh, it is
Can I
one
make
of
an
my good
Arcana check
ones.
to see if I know what the spell is?
It's
Yeah,
not
you
your
may.
turn, is it? We're at battle stage.
20. Soft 20.
16.
16. This smoke kind of goes around you, and as it passes past the rest of the group, Garth, you notice it's got a very noxious and deadly smell about it. But you realize this is just a kid's trick, a poison spray that you've seen in the past.
Cool.
Now he does that, and he does kind of tuck and roll a little bit to get out of the way and try to dive back into the grass. As he wasn't really up on anyone at the moment, he hopes that he's able to dive into the grass and disappear. So he only gets about 6 or 8 feet into the grass,
Does
just trying
that
to get
get an
out.
opportunity attack from Lindsay?
He had been back a little ways, and they weren't really like closely engaged.
Can I'm like really hung up on something, and I
Yeah.
just want to understand.
Totally, go for
We
it.
are still in battle and initiative order, right?
Correct.
So why was Garth allowed to do a check on another character's turn?
It's a DM allowed thing from time to time. Garth was perceiving the spell as is, and I allow like a perception of sorts. If he wanted to investigate and understand, we're getting some crackle, I think, on
Yeah, it's happening.
Vadric's end.
What?
I don't know.
It's
if
been going on for a while.
Not me.
Well, one of you guys has crackle. Oh, well.
Anyways.
But I'll allow certain things like just understanding the world a bit more on turns, so he doesn't have to write it down and say, wait, all the way back around to turn order, what was that? But if he's like, well, I want to figure out what a weakness is, that's on their turn. So there's some little things that I'll allow at time to time. And it's just kind of the fun way that DMs allow the game to not be very lockstep. So now, if you're going to say, hey, I'm going to prepare a dagger on Garth's turn and say, well, I'm going to throw it, that's not allowed because you're taking an action.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good question. Thank you. Astro's turn, as he's riding this hand in. No, sorry, it's Valari's turn.
I said, do I get a turn?
Yes, sorry, because you had just spoken. So,
Your turn was asking a question.
your
to
turn is
DM.
asking a question. That's it. Valari, it is your turn.
Because I questioned the
He-
DM, I lose my turn.
Yep. This hooded figure goes diving into the grass next to you, but you can tell he doesn't get very far. And you can tell because he dove into it, he's probably like crawling or hunched over and not going very fast either.
Fire bolts.
Just light him up.
Light 'em up. Yeah, that's a soft 20.
Soft 20. You're able to just catch his robe as he goes diving away. Please roll damage.
2d10, baby.
And then roll damage for the wildfire we just started.
So a 0 is a 10, right?
Serene
Oh, you
season.
rolled a...
I rolled a 10.
Yeah.
So a 0 is a 10.
Yeah.
So that's 17.
17 points of I caught your robe on fire. As you do that, you hear the man yell out, as you definitely caused a lot of pain, and you see a poof of smoke go up in the grass. You really caught his robe on fire. It must have been hundreds of years old and handed down, that it just caught quickly.
Good thing he already dropped. Now he just needs to roll.
Yeah. Astro comes riding in and sees this fiery mess kind of running through the grass a bit and hops down next to Valari and looks up and wags his tail and lets out a little bark, but he's got blood all over his face. And he's just super happy that he did a thing.
I did a good thing.
Yeah. And he doesn't take any action. He just kind of watches what's going on.
He doesn't regret the thing he did.
Thadric, it is your turn.
Well, this guy's on fire now and laying down, or just on
the
fire?
guy's on fire, and he's kind of dropped because he did catch fire. So he's...
Well, I'm gonna drop too. I'm gonna drop my mace into his head,
Oh, okay. He is...
you know, like a cleric.
like a cleric does. My mace of healing.
You were a blacksmith first.
It's true. It's true. 16 on the die plus 6, so 22 for 8 damage.
22 for 8 damage. As you rush up, you do hit the man, and it is a very clean hit. You see that he's like face down, kind of rolling about, and you hit the hood, and you hear just a crunch as you hit the hood, and he just goes limp. And the robes continue to flame, and it becomes a very pungent smell after a few seconds of burnt flesh and cloak. You are now out of battle.
If I may, because I know my turn was close,
Yep.
I would like to move the hand immediately over there, use it to pat out the fire,
Yep.
and then say, is there any way that we can maybe make him not dead really quick so we could get some answers?
I didn't kill him.
I understand that,
The mace had gone down and basically obliterated the head of this man. The other one that you had dropped is probably in better shape, as he's got just a bite out of his neck and missing a hand. If you wish to,
Just a bite out of
Just
his
a
neck
bite.
and just a
this guy is done for. If you wish to ask or receive any information,
Can I
Okay,
loot
maybe
the
the
body?
guy-
you can attempt to loot the body. As you dig through the robes a bit, they are pretty well scorched. You do find a few tattered pieces of paper that are fairly well burnt. One is blood soaked. It does look like it's a list of steps for something, but it's kind of bleeding into the paper with the blood.
I go, ew, and I
um,
toss it off to the side.
You do find a very small dagger that looks as if it wasn't for battle, but more for like
Opening letters.
opening letters, slicing small things for like a
It's a cute
ritual.
little
So I go-
baby letter.
It's a little
So I
baby
go,
dagger.
Lame, and I toss that
Throw
off
it out
to
into the
side.
grass. And that's about it. He's not carrying much, but you do notice the robes seem ancient and have been really like well worn.
And I'm like, Astro, wash your mouth. That's disgusting.
Has it been less than a minute then since the one-armed guy died?
Yeah, he died like 2 rounds ago, so it's only been about 15 seconds.
So I want to go over there, put my foot on his back or stomach, whichever is facing up.
Yeah, he's
And
laying. He's laying on.
I'll
his back,
revivify
so
him.
You can put your foot on his stomach.
Oh, you don't need to, but... okay, wait.
You said you wanted answers.
I just thought, like, there's a cantrip for that.
To revivify? To bring somebody back?
It just stops them from, once they, it's stabilization. It's,
But they died already.
The man opens his eyes screaming and clutches his neck with one hand and then kind of like tucks his missing hand under his arm and looks up at you in such fear. And he looks around. What do you want with us?
What do you
What
want
do you want with us?
with us?
This is a sacred land now, and we must protect the tower.
was it you
It's-
all that attacked that poor cart as it was fleeing from the very area?
Because it was their sacred land first.
Yeah, they had dibs.
Unless there had been other
I'm-
native indigenous people here, but
Yes, we get that. Geopolitical things. Let's talk in the now.
It may have been the scouts. I saw the explosion in the forest ahead. Last night, they seemed to have been attacking. So I felt it was clear for us to come and take what is ours.
Who's-
are you?
and who's the tower?
If that would be a what?
Whose is the tower?
That would be who. That's right.
Who's like W-H-O
owns-
apostrophe
Yes.
S?
Who is the proper owner? Cause you've got me.
Whence the tower?
No.
Whence the tower?
This man's asking the right questions. And he spits out blood. But I don't answer to you.
I'm gonna speak in Infernal
Okay?
and repeat the question.
As you speak in Infernal and repeat the question, the man's eyes grow and he looks over and sees that he's speaking to a tiefling. I thought you were one of the scouts. But I don't answer to you, he says back in Infernal.
Well, I heard before
Yeah.
that he doesn't answer. Who do you answer to then?
You'll soon find out. If you're headed to the tower, he's there.
Okay, so we know it's a he. Haha, gotcha!
The man leans back and closes his eyes. Do what you must.
Anyone?
I
mean, I can't stop you.
tickle him.
Okay, I was actually
Miniatures! Sorry, I've been hanging out with a 6-year-old too much.
I speak in Infernal to him again.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, enjoy death.
As you're tickling him and he's laughing and coughing, he doesn't save, and he actually throws his hand off of his neck and starts writhing around and ends up bleeding his 1 hit point out and dies.
I did not. I've never tickled someone to death before.
Quite literally.
You are the definition of tickle monster.
To be fair, he was already dead.
I believe I heard Thaddeus say something earlier. A good quote for this moment.
There's been so many.
Oh. I thought we were
Leave
getting
it
like
to
I
Thaddeus.
thought we were gonna get like
He looks down. That looks down at this guy and looks at Ari tickling. And he turns to look Garth right in the eye and goes, "Live, laugh, love."
I feel like that's the break right there. That's the break.
It is. We're at proper break times.
I speak Infernal and I say, take me with you.
Hangs her head as this man's bleeding out. This is where we take our break, as we just tickled someone to death again.
Yeah.
He died, came back to life, was tickled to death, because that's how they
Does
torture
that
people.
classify as cruel and unusual punishment?
I don't know. If you're a 6-year-old, probably. If you're,
Oh no, she do I count that as a kill?
I mean, yes, because he came back to life. So whoever got the first kill got it, and then
That'd be Astro.
you get a kill. Yeah, Astra got the kill, and then Ari got the kill.
It should be like a half a kill, because he was like...
He came back to life with 1 hit point. But
That's alive.
we will argue that over break. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. So go refill your mug. Come on back when you hear our theme song, and we will kick back into the story just soon enough. Welcome back to Here Be Dragons, where we just fought some dragons, kinda.
No, we didn't.
Kinda.
They were all
Ish.
made up, and the points didn't
Dragons
matter.
in our minds.
Yes,
See, you
and
had me.
yes.
You had me with the dragons until the magic missiles. Then I was
Mhm.
like,
Wait a minute. Thadric's thoughts.
Fun fact, I'm resistant to fire anyways, so it doesn't bother me when there's fire.
You're not immune to it, but you take a lot less damage. So, yeah. Well, we're back. There's a couple dead dudes. One tickled to death, one burned to death, with his head smashed in. They were bad dudes.
He was tickled to death for his second death.
Yes.
They were not cooperative.
What a way to go.
Can I go through the one who didn't burn?
Yeah.
Can I go through his pockets for more answers? Because he did not answer as many questions as I was hoping.
Yeah, you
I
may
already
go.
did.
You went through the burned one.
No, you went through the burn dude.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
I thought
we'll go with this other guy. As you dig through the pockets, you too find a very small knife, dagger thing. Garth, you look at it a little bit more and see that it looks like it was used for cutting up some ingredients for potions or whatnot. Nothing of like damage capability unless you decide you want to pointy end out catapult it. But it looks more like almost a little throwing knife of size. You do also find a few papers. On one, you do read that there is a crystal that is being protected, but it must be powered by the lands. And you see something about gifts of the lands. And you can't quite comprehend the writing. It's very scribbly. It seems like the writing came from someone who didn't have their thoughts all together, but it does seem that whatever this power is, it needs to feed off of things from wherever it falls. You don't really find much else. This guy too didn't carry much on him. Who knows why, but that's where he's at.
Well,
Hey kid!
My name's Thadric.
Not you, the kid in the ditch. Is he still around?
The young man stands up out of the ditch, and his jaw drops because he kind of had watched all of what had just happened. What did you do to that man? He was.
I just
dead?
tickled him. It's fine. If you're gonna get going though, you should get going fast.
Okay. Where was the town that you were from?
that we're from? The one that we're from?
Oh,
Everyone
God.
knows that name.
You mean the stone one? Where we came from?
There's one of the squirrels is off on the side, coughing, in the ditch. Sorry about that. He looks at you. Oh, yes, that one, or a place that I can seek refuge.
Oh, that one. That stone one. What was it called?
Bueno. Nope, that's a
History
person.
check. I don't remember the name of this town.
The important thing is if you find a small pony on your way, his name is Gerald and he's probably very scared.
Okay, I will try to take Gerald with me and, find a nice pen for him and a stable.
Oh. I was like, what do horses need for the pen?
Get that guy a Mont Blanc.
Ooh.
That's it. We've come to the stationary jokes. It's been a good 4 seasons and 4 episodes.
I mean,
We're
most
still
of our
moving
jokes are
forward.
pretty stationary. We're just sitting.
I'm not gonna leave now.
And with that, thank you for the young man just kind of looks across the group and pats the packs at his side. Thank you for some sustenance and good luck on your continued journeys. And he goes hustling kind of up the path and over the hill where you'd kind of pointed about earlier.
Well, shall we head towards the super creepy tower that has destroyed a town and is now ravaging the land?
What could go wrong?
To the princesses.
I really don't.
What if it's a prince?
We are supposed to be looking for a guy.
To the princess's house.
To be
Yeah.
fair, females can be villains too. And
You fought one in the
in
first
most cultures, he is the generic pronoun. So.
season. Valari speaks up.
I roll a history check to see if that pertains to this area as well, or if that's just Faerun. I don't know.
I start
Don't know.
walking.
As you begin walking, you notice the path up ahead is a terribly rocky pass. A bunch of rocks look like a handful of years back, there was an earthquake or a seismic event that caused a bunch of rocks to like stagger up, and through that a road had been built. It's a treacherous path that doesn't look like it can have more than 2 carts narrowly sliding by one another, and it weaves through. It gets darker as you go through this pass, almost as if it's becoming night. The rocks up above kind of cover the sky a bit, but you do see that cloud cover is quickly moving over as you make your way through the pass. As you get through, you notice you're on a little bit of a plateau, and about 1,000 feet out, there's a giant pockmark in the ground. It is a couple hundred feet across. In the middle of that mark, there is a large purple crystalline figure that seems to have fallen out of the sky and had caused this pockmark to appear as if it was a meteor of sorts. You do see a bunch of smaller purple shattered crystals and smaller marks around in the first giant mark, and then outside of that, nothing very close to you at the moment because it's a few thousand feet out. But through the area, you do notice stuff is on fire and the land is just kind of upturned. A few trees have been toppled over, so you get a fairly clear view. You do notice a few small figures, canine-like, moving through the rocks up ahead, only a couple hundred feet out.
I want a purple crystal. Can I take one?
The purple crystals are about 100 feet out for you to get to.
I want one.
All right. So Valari starts moving forward towards the crystals. The
Didn't
canine.
say something about a crystal?
Yes. He was on a piece of paper. It said protect it.
Oh, okay.
Can I stealth between some of these rocks and kind of just be a little more invisible?
Yeah, you
I
may.
picture Pink Panther.
As
It's got a level in Rogue.
Hey, there you go.
as you're moving forward, Thadric, you're a bit less visible. Valari is just walking towards these crystals. The canine figures out ahead start slowly easing in towards, not looking like as if they're going to charge you immediately, but you see them here and there between the rocks. The shape's getting a little bit closer, and at some point you believe you see potentially a third figure out amongst these jagged rocks that are sticking up. But Valari, you're able to get to the first crystal, and it is a metallic look, but anytime the light hits, it's got a purple glow, so it's very unearthly, something that you haven't seen. It is very cold to the touch, but it smokes as if it's on fire.
I'm gonna wrap it and put it in my bag.
Right, as you pick up this first small shard, you wrap it and you put it in your bag, and it is far lighter than any metal. It's actually almost weightless as you wrap it with a small cloth that you aren't sure if it's in there.
So I double check, and then if I see it's still there and it's super light, I'm like, nah, and I grab a second one. And
Another one is a few feet away. You're only seeing small shards that are
yeah.
about golf ball to baseball size, so very small compared to the large ones that are closer to the epicenter of this event. And so you grab a second one and are able to get to that. The rest of you, I know that Thadric is kind of stealthing forward. Garth, Ari, are you doing anything?
I want a crystal.
You too find
I
another.
want one too.
You all start finding these crystals, a small handful. You're able to pick up 2 or 3 each. They're all, again, fairly small, lightweight to the touch, very cold, and have a purple shine to a metallic look.
I am very as curious as Garth is. I am hesitant with these crystals. It is something they are supposed to be protecting, and there was something about it pulling its power from the land, which makes me think it sucks power. I don't really want to touch it. I think Garth's main focal point is the creatures that are in the area, and if they are going to be moving towards us.
Yeah, as crystals are being picked up, and the area is kind of being picked through. Garth, the canine figures had seemed to get closer and closer, and then disappear behind some of the rocks. And then you hear a snarl just up ahead, and a second snarl off to the side of that. They look like, or they sound like they're 30, 40 feet out, and about 20 or 30 feet apart from one another. So they're coming at you almost as if they're going to surround you. And as you're looking around, in between them, you do see a potential figure peeking around another crystal. This one looks more humanoid.
Going to, like, kind of have my hand on my crossbow and like draw it, but like I don't want it to be obvious, so probably like staying within my cloak and being like chill about it.
All right.
I would like to let out a high whistle.
Okay.
And use animal handling to try to see if I can like calm these dogs down.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this because you grew up on a farm?
Yeah, I mean not a farm, out in the woods, but yeah, we had animals.
So much for the stealthy approach.
Yeah, 5?
That's alright.
A 5.
Right?
You let out a whistle, and it doesn't seem to affect either of these two canines. But as they continue to move from the outskirts of your group, you do notice that as they open their mouths and blink, there's almost a flame presence behind their eyes and down their throat. They seem fairly hairless and
Hellhounds.
yeah, and kind
Okay,
of gnarly
I'll draw
as
my
they
sword.
get close.
I'm going to speak Infernal
Mhm.
and say, what do you want with us?
The hounds seem to look at and past and around, like they keep an eye on you and they keep moving about.
Mm-hmm.
They can understand that you're speaking to them, and you hear them let out some very infernal-esque barks to one another, but they can't really speak back to you. But as they do that, you notice that they were coming up on either side of you, and they split even further around you.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of focusing on the group, they look over the group a bit and look from where you came from. And at that moment, the hooded figure that was peeking around comes rushing towards the center of the group, a bow drawn, and screaming out just a war cry as he comes rushing the center. I'm going to need all of you to roll for initiative.
Well, that's not bad.
Do I need to roll Astros, or do you just put him by me?
I have rolled Astros. He's going to get a nice bump for this time.
Oh, okay. I rolled.
What is his?
Mine is
rolled
bad.
a 22.
Okay, so he gets a 22. That's higher than... Okay, 2 seconds. And I will get all of your stuff here in just a second.
I think that's all I can whistle. I mean, I know the rest of it, but
Is that 8 bars each?
We've
Nope.
we
So
have
that was like 4 bars, right?
we're now 6 Twitch bans deep for our overuse of music. If we didn't kill it earlier with our stationary jokes. Perfect. Now that I've got things situated, Ari.
15.
15. Garth.
18.
18. Dedrick.
4.
4. Valari.
16, and I'm still at like the low end of this rule order.
Yeah. That sucks. Alright, let me
Even when I roll well, it's not a good roll.
everyone else's dice scale to that.
We're on a plateau.
It's like a bell curve.
Mhm,
Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking.
Alright, here we go. Alright. Perfect. We start with the cloaked figure. As he initiated this round, he goes running up towards you all, and as the cloaked figure approaches the group, you notice furry paws extend out from under the cloak, and a tail swishes. The hood flops back as he pulls his bow and runs right up next to Ari and puts his arm on Ari's shoulder, and the hood flops back, and it's a very dusty cat face, and he looks at you, hold tight, and fires a shot up over your shoulder, and then drops and turns and rushes past you a little bit further.
Is he a tabaxi?
He is a tabaxi. And as he blasts through the group and does this, it seems that he is firing shots at something that is behind you all. And the few of you that have started to turn, there are two ghost-like figures hovering down the path coming towards you. They're each an elderly-looking woman of different attire. One wearing a very tattered dress, and one wearing seems like almost a handmaiden's garb, as if they were a noble and handmaiden pair. Next to each of them, a wisp floats, kind of circling their bodies. But they do come floating towards you soullessly. And at the top of the turn order, we have Astro, who sees these two hellhounds and sees that they're turning and hunting something behind. So he whips around and growls, and then kind of falls back on his haunches a little bit as he sees the two ghostly figures coming in. The hellhounds rush towards the ghostly figures as they're next in this initial attack. And the Tabaxi hunter goes and lets out a yell to warn you all. He says, "Whites! Whites! Whites!" And at that moment, for whoever has heard of a wight, W-I-G-H-T, I believe Garth probably has.
Can I do a history check?
You can do a history check, yes.
Can I do a religion check?
You can do a religion check, yep.
I got a 15.
A 15.
Yeah, I know I'm white.
You don't
21.
know. You don't know what he's yelling out. A 15 and
I
a
have a
21. Whoa. You know nothing. You have no idea what's attacking you. The 15.
What are we waiting for?
You have heard of beasts that have been transformed into creatures that just suck the souls and the life out of others. White has been a term that you've heard. Thadric, you know these to be very demonic, ghastly creatures that can instantly kill masses if they come in packs. You know that one or two are fine, but if you see any more than that, you could lose a whole battalion to them. Garth, as soon as you hear the word white, you go almost sheer...
Like he just did?
Yeah, almost sheer panic mode. Every hair on your body stands upright, and you know that death is nearby. And now, fully starting after Astro has turned and seen, and the Tabaxi Hunter has warned you, we are going into official turn order. So Astro did his turn. He's freaked out. His hair's standing up. One of the wisps around the white that is in the lead, like the I guess let's just call her the Duchess, and then the handmaiden. So around the Duchess, the wisp kind of spins very quickly, and it moves through the Duchess and hovers back behind her as if to be protected. It does no further action against anyone. The Tabaxi Hunter fires a shot at the Duchess and misses narrowly as it goes up and over her shoulder, and he quickly fumbles for another arrow out of his pack. Garth, it is your turn.
Would I know in my research any weaknesses?
In your research,
or any strengths, one or the other, like...
You know, because it is a ghost or a ghost-like creature, necrotic is definitely something you don't want to use, and because they're ghastly, they are probably not going to take a bunch of damage from just standard attacks.
Okay. He's just gonna try, he's gonna try a firebolt.
Yep.
Because he needs this to work, he's gonna use his 19 on the dice from his
There
portent.
you go. And then, do you want to fire at the Duchess or the Handmaiden?
I'm gonna go for the Duchess, since that's the one that our Tabaxi friend was aiming at.
Yep.
I would think of her probably as a leader more anyway.
Yep. Based on even the garb, if they followed that from their life, then that would be easier for you to go with.
Alright, so that's gonna be 2d10 fire damage. That's gonna be 3 fire damage.
3 fire damage. Whew.
It's something.
It is something.
We're gonna see if these things fly right through them.
You hit the firebolt and you see the white glow a bright orange as it hits and somewhat passes through, but you see it kind of ripple across. So you know it did take, and you know that there's some damage to be had there.
Cool. Okay. I think Garth would also back up then.
All right, so you back up a bit. Yep.
Distance.
Yep. So you back up. You're a good 35, 40 feet away, easily, if not a little bit further. They're coming down the pathway at you all. So the second hellhound goes rushing forward, and barks and spits flame and tries to get attention of the whites. And as he gets close, you see that hang on a second. Why did it not switch? There we go. You see that this hellhound runs up to the Duchess, and instead of making a bark, you see him open his mouth, and you hear boof, and a cone of flame shoots out at the Duchess. And as the dog had slipped, it hits the ground below as he was slipping on the gravel, and doesn't hit the Duchess, but catches a little bit of the brush on fire around her. So it doesn't do any damage. Valari, it is your turn.
I'm gonna be casting Chromatic Orb
Okay.
because this is the third time I've cast that
You're
spell.
gonna-
I think I have to.
Your wild magic will most likely go
Do
off
you
here.
want
Yeah.
to resolve that first or second?
We'll resolve it second.
Okay. So I want to cast my Chromatic Orb. I'm gonna quicken it and cast as a bonus action.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do first is flip my coin.
Oh, you're gonna use that as okay.
Yeah, I want to flip my coin. Do I
Okay.
have to ask it or?
No. So we are using the all or nothing coin, and instead of rolling a d20, Valari gets once every, I believe, 3 days or day that you
It says my notes say once a day.
once a day. Okay,
so
once
I
a
don't
day
know.
she may use a coin for all or nothing for her attack or for answering a question. We are firing a chromatic orb with an all or nothing luck coin.
Do I flip it or? Do I flip
You
it,
can
or?
flip your coin as you cast to make your action or to make your hit, Roll any die. An even is a critical fail, and an odd is a critical success.
6.
6. Critical
Even.
fail. So, what happens here is you fire a shot, and it hits, unfortunately, the Hellhound that is skittering in front of the Duchess. Please roll damage on that. Yep.
Okay.
What was your damage type?
I was gonna do lightning.
Okay. Go ahead and roll lightning.
3D. I was gonna roll 1d10, and it's definitely not 3D. 3, 6, 12.
12. All right. So you see well, you have 12 rolled, and then what is your base?
3d8, so 24.
So 36.
36.
36 points of damage. You see this chromatic orb hit and shock across the Hellhound, and the Hellhound looks a bit bloodied, but shakes it off and stands up a bit. It is now the Handmaiden's turn. She pushes forward, and why did I put that one in? Hang on a second.
Our technology is just blowing up over
Yep,
here.
hang on 2 seconds. I put in the wrong monster card. Wrong monster cards. You guys were gonna
You
get
fool!
hit. You guys are gonna hit with the wrong thing. Sorry. You've heard banshees, not whites. That was why it went up wrong.
Okay,
I clicked the wrong.
wondered. I was
I clicked-
like, I don't know what a white is.
I clicked the wrong button. I have special adding buttons here. They didn't work right.
So is
Adding.
the information that I have different?
No, I knew what I was explaining. They're floating ghostly creatures. The information that
I
you
guess I never
had
knew what a
was-
banshee actually was.
yeah, so they're essentially like a lifeless dead. Usually banshees are screaming, howling women, what you hear. And what you'll see in just a second is exactly that. Give me 2 seconds to catch them into the right spot.
What you're gonna see is a couple screaming, howling women.
Yep, basically.
Just really quick, I see there's some questions about the background on your screen and mine, DM Jared. To put it simply really quickly, we did have to, like, Jared and I had to change locations and could not take the backdrop with us, so we currently have something a little different. Hopefully you guys still like it. But yeah, that's the short of it. We can get into the long of it later, maybe in Discord or something.
Yeah, join us on Discord. We'll chat. So it is the Banshee. Sorry, everybody. That's what happens when I click the wrong link in my magical ads. You guys were going to be attacked by other things earlier. Surprise! You saw DM notes. So as this woman pushes through the group, she passes through the dogs, as she is a ghost, and gets to the middle of the group and lets out a wail. Her head drops back, almost as if it comes unhinged at the jaw, and lets out a deadly scream. Everyone who hears it in the 30-foot radius, which is everybody at this moment, must make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm down. My dice have been awful tonight.
Makes for
What a
more
time for the
interesting
dice
play.
to show up. That's a nat 20,
A nat 20.
Don't know.
You
See
can't
this, so I'm gonna
crit
stick with
fail
this.
checks,
which
right?
means it makes my Constitution saving throw 20.
20. Woo! All right.
Seven.
Let's see here.
I failed.
Astro
Oh, sorry.
failed. Garth,
16?
you pass, but you take
Oh.
7 points of psychic damage.
That's on a pass.
Let's see. The Hellhound at the front that was hit by Valari fails. The
Poor
other
Hellhound.
Hellhound fails. We go
We
to.
didn't take a short rest, did we?
We took a long rest.
You took a long rest.
Oh, but not
No, I mean
between...
after the last fight.
No,
After the
you
giant...
didn't.
No.
Valari, what did you get?
I got a 7.
You got a 7. You fail. You fall unconscious, and you have 0 hit points. Ari?
Yeah, I'm with her. That's a 9.
All right, you fall unconscious and have 0 hit points. Thadric?
20.
20. You stay upright, but you take 7 points of psychic damage, and the Tabaxi Hunter stays upright.
Thank goodness.
Is Astro dead too?
Astro is at 0 hit points and falls unconscious. So we have...
It's just Nathan.
My turn. I was gonna plug my hair. No, I wouldn't have.
You
I
didn't
knew I
know.
was gonna.
Garth, you took 7 points of damage, right?
Hmm?
You took 7 points of damage?
I did,
All
and
right.
it was rude.
It was very rude.
At least you're not
Very
unconscious
rude.
with 0 hit points.
Okay, so that Banshee had moved forward, and she's in the center of the group. Let's see. Wow. Thadric, it is your turn.
All right. This whale just passed out or blasted around, seeing all the stuff, and I had a pretty solid religion roll on these guys.
Yep.
Thadric raises his hand, and a leather strapped kind of metal punched out symbol drops from his wrist,
Okay.
and he goes, "Ghosts, be gone," and he turns undead.
Turns undead.
What?
They get a DC 15. It's not great, but that's what they get.
The one that went to the center of the group fails. And the one on the far edge fails. So the handmaiden turns and begins to walk away from you. I believe that's what it is. They have to move away from you, correct?
The only action they can take is dash and
Alright.
move away from me for the next minute.
All right. So they are bailing it up the hill. Their wisps are following with, and they're moving away from you right now. They have dashed up the hill, so they're now about 80 feet away. We go to wow, back to the top of the turn order now. The Tabaxi Hunter rushes up and stabilizes the Hellhound that hadn't been hit, and kind of pats him, brings him to his feet, jams a small vial in his mouth and dumps it down, and the Hellhound stands up and shakes and comes back up with a handful of hit points. You have a question?
I was gonna time out
Okay.
for a second.
Yeah.
Because even though I've been playing for
Mhm.
a little while now,
Yep.
0 hit points is new to me.
Yes.
So I wanted to touch base because
Yeah.
what does that look like? I think for some reason I thought that like I got to make a save on my turn or something, but I don't know how it works. So if you could explain that.
So you are unconscious
Right.
and laying there essentially
Right.
in your death throes.
Right.
Why am I blanking at this? It's been a while since I've had someone at 0.
I thought
There are
I-
no there are death saves at this point, I believe. So you do have to roll to see if you die or if you stay alive
When do we do that?
on your turn.
But okay.
So Astro passed his
But I
first
took
death
a
save.
turn, so it was already.
We'll come
we
back
were-
around.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I got lost
Yep.
because there's so many NPCs in
Yep.
the turn order.
That's fine. So Astro saved his first one. You have to make 3 on a 20. You get 2 positives. On anything over 10, you get a positive. Below 10, you get a negative.
So if you fail, so just like you have to save 3 times, you have to fail 3 times.
Yep.
Okay.
A 1 gets you to negative score. So you have to get 3 on either side first, and they count up separately. So you have a negative counter and a positive counter.
Okay.
The hunter stabilizes one of his hellhounds and brings him upright. It is Garth's turn.
And
We have Astro, Valari, and Ari fighting for life right now, as well as one hellhound.
I'm a wizard. I'm not a cleric. I don't have any potions. I don't have anything.
Yeah, it was our druid and that.
Um.
I could have sworn you had a potion or something to stabilize.
I'm looking at my notes. I don't think I do unless I wrote it down. Well, wait. I've got 2 places with things that I have. Is it here? No. I have a book that has the in-depth knowledge of bumblebees.
All right. According to the handbook, you may take an action to administer first aid. You don't have to be a cleric. To do a medicine check to stabilize. So that gets them out of their throes for death.
Okay.
You can do a medicine check if you wish.
I'll try it.
Who do you wish to run up to and stabilize?
I'm gonna run up to Ari.
All right.
Good choice.
And I am a halfling, so I will re-roll that 1.
So we don't have another stab the person in the eye or whatever it was.
That was awful.
Oh.
And I am lucky, so I'll re-roll that 4.
Oh my god.
He's
And
over
I will
there.
Take that total of 16.
He's over there like beating on Ari's chest, just trying to start her heart again.
CPR works, right?
It's a good thing I can't see this because I wouldn't let either of y'all ever do medicine. again.
Ari is stabilized, meaning you still have 0 hit points, but you do not make any death saving rolls. So you're
Am
out
I
of.
conscious?
You are like mildly conscious, but you're not able to do much more than like open your eyes and kind of look at the person. It's essentially like if you got smelling salts put under your nose and you just kind of are coming to.
Is it my turn?
Can she talk?
Let's see here. Your turn will be in a little bit. It'll be.
Okay, I'll ask my question then.
Yep. It'll be the downed hellhound who fails his first saving throw. Valari's turn.
I'm so. Okay. Oh no!
What is it?
That's a 2 on the dice.
Could
So
have been a
you-
1.
It's not a
you,
1.
You have lost. So you have a -1.
I have a negative 1.
Yep. It is one of the Whites' turns, or sorry, one of the Banshees' turns, and they're moving up the hill. Let me kill this one. I'm just gonna kill this one so it doesn't come up again. The wisp is with it. Ari, it is your turn. The Duchess is now about 120 feet out, almost 200 feet. 160 feet. There's the math.
Am I conscious enough to take a bonus action? AKA second wind?
You can't take actions at this point. You have 0 hit points, so you need to have hit points in order to come upright. So you can. I'll allow you to speak if you have a healing potion or something in your pack that you can say.
Said if you're
Grab it.
conscious.
If you're conscious, you can take it. Let me see. Let me see.
I was Googling to see what the rules were, and what people were saying is if you're unconscious, you can't take an action, but I hadn't looked at hit points.
Yeah. Let me double check.
Okay.
Oh, you
I
do
don't-
have a potion.
I don't
do.
keep people
Just
at.
tell him.
I will allow that. Let's see here. I don't keep people here at death. I gotta keep you guys at death more.
Because I don't technically need to get up, it's just...
Yeah.
I mean, you just count like 6 seconds, and I'll alleviate the problem.
Yes, you can take action. You're allowed.
Okay. Then I will take my second win I regain 1d10 plus fighter level. This one.
That'll work.
Okay, so I get 14 points of hit points back.
You're at 14 hit points, and you're able to start standing upright if you wish.
Okay.
All right. Let's kill this one because that's the wrong creature. The handmaiden has caught up to the Duchess about 160 feet away, still running off. It is now Thadric's turn.
I run over to Valari, take a moment because it's weird touching a demon spawn. So I pinch the tip of her horn,
Ew.
and I cast Cure Wounds on her, while at the same time I turn and look at Ari and point and bonus action Healing Word on her.
All right.
So Valari's gonna get 12 back,
Okay.
and Ari's gonna get 7.
All right. Perfect. So, Valari, you are healed, but you're still unconscious. He stopped you from death saves, so you actually have to be woken up on a turn. But you don't have to do death saves. You're just kind of passed out.
There's only one thing that I need done, and I can't even tell someone to do it.
You're unconscious still. But you're alive. Thadric for the win. The Tabaxi hunter rushes over to his other hellhound and starts sitting him upright and pats him, and he stands up, and the hunter pours another little vial down his throat, and that dog kind of stiffly shakes it off, and the hunter stands up and looks around and sees that these banshees are up the hill, and the wisps are hovering, wanting to come back, but they seem to be tied to the banshees. Garth, it is your turn.
I mean, everyone's up? No, Astro's still down.
Astro is still down. He is past his second of the death throws. So Astro is down,
And I'm still unconscious.
and Valari is unconscious but healing.
The cleric's there.
The cleric's there.
Um,
Are you gonna go
I
do a medicine check drum circle on him?
We never.
I think. I
Didn't
mean,
know
I
what
think
magic.
Garth is. If he sees that the banshees are fleeing still,
Yep.
he's gonna try and get his party up and moving away from them as fast as possible.
Okay.
So let's try and wake up this doggo.
All right. Let's wake up the doggo. Medicine check.
Give the dog.
Let's use another lucky. 16.
16. As you're rustling the fur of Astro, you see it start to glow a little bit of blue, and he opens his eyes and stands upright and kind of looks around a bit nervous, and he's shaking. You're able to stabilize him, and he's just dazed, just standing there looking around, not sure what had happened. So he comes up with 1 hit point and is stabilized there.
Great.
All right. We have now found our new medic on the team.
He
The-
saved Astro. That's good.
Good thing you're so lucky.
The two hellhounds come over and stand near the Tabaxi hunter. The one more alpha that had been hit by Valari rushes over and sniffs Astro over quick, just to make sure that he's okay, and gives him a little nudge. One infernal beast to another. It is Valari's turn.
I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious, laying there, hanging
Come on,
out.
quick, help me.
Go
No
on
one wake
without me.
up. It's great.
The Banshees are still at a distance, still moving away, quite a distance from. It is Ari's turn.
I don't trust myself to try to be a medic, so I'm just gonna go over to Valari and like ask Thadric, like, can't you fix her?
She's already fixed.
Excuse me. There was nothing to fix.
As the Hellhounds are kind of circling the group and watching the outskirts, it is now Thadric's turn.
I walk over to Garth, and I put my hand on his shoulder, because he's a little guy, and I cast Cure Wounds on him as well.
Oh, wow.
And he gets 11 back.
11. Is anyone going to wake Valari up?
No, like,
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
she's fine.
At this moment, Valari, I need you to roll on your wild magic. You're unconscious, and
Right.
you can't stop any of this.
Right.
I'm relatively sure I'm 30 feet away.
It's
No, 31 feet.
30, 40. What is the 0 on a 10 when you're rolling it with the with a percentage dice?
It's a 0.
So it's
when
a
you're
30
rolling
solid.
percentage. 30 solid. What does that get us?
Valari's dead.
Um,
It'll happen.
No, you get to teleport to a space that you can see up to 60 feet away.
Well, I can't see anything.
You can't see anything, so you kind of teleport to a few spaces around the party, and every time you teleport, you're just like flopped over in different ways. Like your magic is just throwing you all over. And at one point, you get kind of thrown up between the Hellhounds, and they're staring at you. And one looks at the other, and looks back at you, and you teleport away, and then you drop kind of right next to the rest of your party.
Important question. Do I take any damage in all the smashing on the ground?
No, you didn't get smashed. You just were teleported, but you just, because you're not controlling it, you just kind of flop in directions when you end your teleport. Every time you've teleported, you leave like a little sparking, zapping spot briefly. And we go to the top of the turn order again with Astro, and he runs up to you and starts licking you and attempting to wake you up. And Astro doesn't have a solid medicine, but he got a 20 on the die, so he stabilizes you with just his puppy kisses to bring you, or he brings you out of unconsciousness. So he wakes you from that, and you are now awake as you've got your little doggo standing over your face. The hunter's turn. He kind of lets out a whistle and runs over to Thadric and Garth as they're standing there. Not sure which of you two is the leader, but you've both expressed. And he looks at you. So, I think that we need to get you all moving out of here soon. It's just that those banshees will come back and they'll try to get rid of us. And I don't want that to happen. And he
They got
like
very
looks
close
around.
the last time, that's for sure.
Well, they know that we're here now, so we must move quickly or strike them.
I'd like to move.
Currently, the banshees are still moving away from you, correct, Thadric? You still have that?
Yeah, it's still
concentration
about
up?
30 seconds of that.
Yeah, so they're now, I think, so many turns in, they're upwards of making it into the pass that you guys had come out of, back from where they had come from. So they're a few hundred feet, upwards of 350-ish at this point. In the next 30 seconds, they'll have made a good solid about 1,000 feet movement away because they're dashing with 40-foot fly. So they're going pretty far. They're going places.
Movement speed.
At this point, I will let you all fall out of combat if you're all just kind of gathering. But do know that not too far behind you, evil lurks.
We
Shall we?
should run away.
Yes,
Yeah,
that.
I don't feel so good.
Mhm.
Do something
I feel
to
good.
assess like where Astro is at.
In terms of help?
Yeah, like how would I know?
You can investigate on him. You could just kind of look him over with that and see what you think.
Okay, because I was unconscious, so
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
Investigation.
Yeah, I'll let it be that. Or perception, either of the two.
Let's go with perception.
Perception, perfect. See if you see anything on him.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. You do notice that he looks a bit lethargic and a bit like kind of beaten up, but more mentally than physically. You see that he is really hurting and kind of hanging his head a bit.
I'm going to reach in my bag and I'm going to take out a potion
Okay.
and I'm going to give it to him.
What do you pour in the poor pup's mouth?
It's a healing potion.
Okay. What does your healing potion give you?
I just have a note that it's a healing potion.
Okay, I believe it's a
It's one you
D4 plus
gave
2.
us.
Oh, that one. A D6 plus 2, I believe.
Ooh, 7.
7 points of damage. Or some
7
damage.
points of health.
Trick you! 7 points of health. So you see him wag his little tail a bit. He's now up to 8 of 18, if you're keeping any track.
You told me you did.
I got it. But they're, so you know, because you're keeping track somewhat. The Tabaxi hunter loops around the group and watches for the banshees to come back at you all. So, what is it you're doing here? Are you crystal hunters or are you employed by them?
We want to defeat the tower.
Oh, the tower's a tricky place. It has many evils about it. These have sprung up in the last few days. I've spent years hunting the crystal that lays inside. It holds much power. And,
Come with us.
What do you do here?
well, I'm trying to hunt what is, seeking life in the nearby villages and things. Those banshees, if they don't return, they're going to the nearest village to bring back dead or alive to feed the crystal.
That's not okay.
Oh,
Oh, now we have to kill the banshees.
Well, the good news is they're probably pretty angry at you all. And myself, as we've been hunting them for the last day or so.
could we put cotton in our ears to stop that awful sound happening?
No, but, one of them has wailed. The other one may still have a wail within her. They can't wail much, it drains their essence. They can only wail every so often. So,
Okay, well, I'm not feeling super great, so if we're gonna stop and fight them again...
We don't have a lot of time. Like, they're gonna get to where they're going pretty quick. And it's gonna cost people's lives.
I'm pretty sure they've either stopped running away by this point and have turned back, or have decided to continue on. So the idea is either let us take a stand now, or run and maybe fight them again later, knowing that they're chasing us this entire time as we head towards doom at the tower.
Wait,
I think
were those the witches that turned those people to stone?
I do not know what, witches you're talking about, but, they are powerful beasts that, may have been witches in their past life.
Yes.
I think if we're gonna protect people like we've always said we would, then I think we need to go take care of them now before we get too far away or they have a chance to hurt too many people.
I mean, I could really use a nap. I'm almost just a dude here.
I just had a nap myself. So
Is that what you call it?
The Tabaxi hunter lets out a huff and reaches a paw into his bag and holds out a handful of vials glowing with a pink-red substance. These are the last few of my healing potions if you need. We must take these beasts out.
I've got one. I reach into my bag, and I do have one potion of greater healing.
Greater healing. Do you have a number on that one?
I think it was, it said 4d4 plus 4.
Okay. Perfect.
That's the standard grader.
Yeah.
Yep.
Roll them. So, while she rolls, Mr. Tabaxi, you think it's best to take them now?
They can sense. They're great hunters. They know where we're at. They can sense life. But not precisely, so we may be able to set up a trap for them.
Wait,
If
before you take those potions,
yes.
let me try something.
Oh.
I can do a heightened prayer of healing that gets everybody.
Oh, okay.
Well, friend, I will say, okay, really quick before you do that, just raise
Let's
your
save
hand if
it.
you're feeling fine right now, because I know I am feeling fine. I don't know how everyone else
I'm about
is.
I'm about halfway.
Okay.
I'm okay enough.
Okay enough.
Like, it's not gonna make a difference if I have more hit points or not. I just feel like we need to take care of this issue. And
But,
if
like,
you guys
if
have
any-
potions,
Yeah.
then it's whatever. It's fine.
Well, this takes like 10 minutes to do.
Okay.
Save it
I-
for later in case we die.
How about
Cool.
we make our stand? You take the 10 minutes, do whatever you're gonna do, and if the banshees get here before your 10 minutes are up,
At least
Oh,
you
well.
haven't used the spell.
They haven't gone that far, I don't think.
Yes, I know.
maybe
So-
they'll stop for tea.
Yeah, they probably won't run back. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they will. Fly. Let's just prepare ourselves. Fire seemed to work. Ari, you probably don't want to get close. Use magic missile.
Yeah.
Valari, do all the shooty magic
Yep.
that you do.
Please be aware that my hounds do not take damage from fire. They're hellhounds, so no shocky absorbes on them anymore, please. And he kind of
Yes.
says that towards Valari, like.
Fired? I didn't know. Fire it is. I
And
didn't mean to hit him. It was an accident.
it is all right.
I
In the heat of battle,
Take out my
things
great
happen.
axe.
Okay, fire. Let's do this.
Fire. Let's do this. Is that a blink dog that I see with you?
Yes.
Well, if you trust me, let's set up a trap. My hounds and your blink dog. If they could play over here, we can ensure that there's life that these banshees come for, and we can hide nearby to get a advantage attack on them.
I'm
Okay.
fine with it. Let's
If,
go.
if he dies, I will require payment in equal.
The hunter nods his head and lets out a little whistle. The alpha dog comes over, pets the head of the alpha hellhound and says, "This is my strongest hound. He's been with me for many, many years. You may take him at your side if your companion passes, but he will also protect your companion as he is the most fearless of the hounds."
Okay.
And the tabaxi scratches his head and whispers something down to the dog, and the hellhound runs over and stands right next to Astro and looks around as if he is now Astro's guard dog. And he speaks a few commands to these hellhounds, and the hellhounds just start becoming like hellhound pups and playing in the open path. And Astro for a second is a little nervous and looks around, and then he kind of gets a vibe from the group and starts playing with the hellhounds, barking and making noise and stirring up a lot of commotion. And the tabaxi points behind a few rocks and yells out to the group, move quickly! We don't have much time!" And he points up to the hill, and there's, you can see a little bit of a ghastly glow coming back around the corner of the pathway.
I would like to take the moment as I hide behind the rock that I
Yep.
find.
Yep.
I would like to take a moment to bring up Melf's minute meteors around me,
All right.
and I'm gonna keep them in nice and close, closer than I usually do, so that they aren't drawing attention. But I want those up and ready to be launched.
Perfect. Any other preparation you all would like to do? There's a couple rocks that are only about 5 or 10 feet from where the dogs are playing, and then there's a few that are 20, 30 feet if you'd rather find a little distance.
Is there a point in their path between them and us? Probably 10 feet or so in front of us. I'd like to drop a 20-foot radius silence.
Yeah,
Try
yeah,
and
you can.
offset that.
You can drop that wherever you wish, and if you want to put it as they come through, you can do that. If you want to put it around the center of the group, however you wish. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I will not meta any of that.
Yeah, I want them to be in it,
Okay.
but us just on the edge of it.
Okay, so before the Banshee had come to the center to wail, if you recall, I think if you thought it through, Thadric, you might want to drop it near the center somewhere of where you're all setting up.
Okay, yeah.
As you place that, the hunter sees what you're doing, and he makes a few hand signs, and the dogs all move a little bit further up the path towards where the Banshees will be coming, just outside of the radius of that silence that gets dropped. So they're still making noise, and the Banshees are coming down the path a bit as you're taking places behind rocks. As the Banshees get closer and closer, anything else to prepare?
I have my chromatic orb ready, and I wanna. What is the range on that? As soon as they get in range, it's 90 feet.
Okay.
I'm gonna be casting fire at level 3.
At level 3, you're just gonna pop a shot the instant you get a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to be the initiator.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we're trying to kill them.
Yep. Perfect. Awesome. I think this is it, guys. Here they come. As they come down the pathway, the Duchess is in the lead, and they move quicker and quicker to the hounds. And as they get closer to the hounds stop playing, and the alpha hound grabs Astro by his scruff and bolts back through the silence, and the other hound lets out a fierce bark at the Banshees and runs back through the silence to get them to follow. And the hounds run past you, and the Banshees are now about 60-70 feet out as they're moving in. So Volari, you get to take a shot. It'll be at advantage.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because you are taking the initiator surprise shot.
So that's a 19.
A 19. Which of the two Banshees are you going for?
Whichever one is closest.
Alright, that would be the Duchess, and that one is in the front. Please roll your damage.
Let's see. 5, right? 5 feet? Yeah.
Woo!
3 plus 2. Yeah. 10, 20, 21.
21. Awesome, you're starting this out great here. And that's fire damage, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so 21 fire damage to the Duchess as we start our battle.
Nice.
And I need everyone to roll for initiative quick, and we will get you in Terminator.
But not Astro because he's elsewhere.
Astro will roll turn. Him and the hounds are off behind you guys at the moment.
Initiative is not good for me
I
today.
keep rolling him second, and I keep rolling him higher. And I even switched our dice.
Oh. Okay, let's go through our group. We'll start with Astro. He's at the very top of my screen right now.
He got 18 plus 3.
21. Perfect. Okay, and we have Ari.
14.
14.
Me too.
Garth.
16.
16. Cedric.
5.
Hey, better than last time.
Better than last time.
A whole 25% better. Volari.
I got a 14.
14. Okay. And it looks like Penguin Witch Doctor got a 15.
Beat me.
And as we start off here, Astro in the back of the group with the hellhounds drops down and stands there as the two hellhounds stand facing on the very back side of the silence the enemies that approach. The Tabaxi hunter steps out and fires a shot with his short bow and hits the Duchess. Let me find her. There she is. And that one takes D6 plus 3. 8 points of damage. And you see that as he fires the shot, the tip of the arrow is silvered, and as it hits, she ripples. And as she ripples with that hit, the arrow still passes through, but you can tell that it did some damage there. Garth, it is your turn.
I'm gonna pop up and aim at the Duchess with 2 of those bolts of meteor. It is a dex save on the Duchess's point. I think a dex for each of them. I think they're treated individually.
I believe it's separate for each. And dexterity save. The first one is 11.
Nope.
And the second one is 10.
Nope.
All right. Does not move dexterously there.
So from that, you will take 11 points of fire damage. And then casting, hitting with those, since I already cast the spell itself, those 2 count as a bonus action. So as an action, I'm going to use Firebolt as a cantrip also.
Okay.
I'll roll to hit. It's probably not going to hit. It's only an 11.
Misses, but only barely. You see it go right over her shoulder.
All right.
In the far distance, you see a minotaur riding a triceratops wielding a trident, struggling to both ride the triceratops and wield the trident, that they go running off into the distance. Sorry, Penguin Witch Doctor. It was a weird combo there. It didn't work.
Octo charge.
Yeah.
We now go to Ari.
Fire and magic missile.
Magic missile.
Nobody's really.
Wait, I hate to say it. Isn't Valari, what'd you get?
We had the same.
Oh, the same. Oh,
Yeah, we rolled the same thing.
Yep. But it went off of, I believe, dexterity, and there was a slight difference there.
Yeah. Magic missile, and I'm gonna fire at the handmaiden.
The handmaiden. Okay. Magic missile at the handmaiden.
Oh, that's good.
And that's
7. Oh, yeah, sorry. 8 plus 3, 11.
11.
11 points of damage as all 3 bolts twirl in and kind of pop against the handmaiden. These ones kind of almost explode as they hit her, and her form kind of ripples and waves in and out of existence almost. Valari.
Same. Chromatic orb.
Chromatic orb, fire.
I'm gonna do it level 2 this time.
Level 2.
And that is a 20.
Who are you firing it at?
The closest one.
So you're going for the Duchess?
again.
Yep.
So that's 22. So we're gonna roll 3, 4 d8.
4 d8s.
48.
Holy cow. 8, 14, 19, 26.
26 points of damage as that the chromatic orb hits. It explodes in the core of this banshee, and light bursts everywhere and flame bursts everywhere, and she ceases to exist. You have finished off one of the 2 banshees.
Nice.
Noise.
I need you to roll a d100, however.
Yeah, that makes
Not
sense.
nice.
No, nice.
51.
51. Where's our fabled unicorn? We want that back.
Know.
Ooh, this is a good one.
Ugh.
Your vision seems to improve
Mhm.
And you feel like you can see even the most unseen. Meaning, as you look at the remaining banshee, you almost see her skeletal form beneath. And then you see off of a couple rocks some small glowing insects and lizards that you hadn't seen there before.
Something wasn't here before.
And they're almost invisible to the eye at moments, but they pop into your vision as if you can now see invisible creatures for the next 10 minutes.
Oh.
Magic. That is a nice one for you. It is not inevitable
I think
death.
I've had that one before.
The wisp that was on the Duchess now floats over next to the Handmaiden. The two Hellhounds actually rolled the same and go rushing up through the silence and stand up next to the group, and they both attack the remaining Banshee. One misses completely with his bark of fire, but the other one hits the Banshee, and you see it turn her bright orange for a brief moment as he blasts flame across her. Alright, that gets us down to Thadric.
Okay. I'm going. How far away?
About 15 feet out as they move close to the group here.
Okay, let me just check. That's an action, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. That just going to charge with his mace.
Okay.
F it. I'm just going to charge in there.
Does your mace have
Wielding his mace.
any special properties?
It's
Cough,
in the hands
cough.
of a talented artesian blacksmith.
Cough, cough, cleric who knows that this might not work.
Yeah, I
against-
know.
Okay.
But I don't have the spells
Okay.
left to make it a
Okay.
thing.
Okay,
Because
perfect.
it's everything takes more. Oh no, I could do bonus action magic weapon.
There you go.
Just makes it a magic
There you go.
plus one.
A
mace.
magic attack is better than a non-magical attack on these.
I was looking at elemental, but that's an action, and also it takes concentration, which would ruin my silence. So I charge in there with this magic mace.
There you go.
And to hit, I roll a mathing
dice.
21.
A 21, that does hit.
Gonna do 1d6 plus 4 damage.
Woo!
Ooh, max damage, 10 damage.
10 damage. You swipe through this Banshee and do damage. You see her form ripple, and it seems as if you almost have torn some of the dress that was dangling off of her arm, and it kind of floats down away and disappears as it gets removed from her figure. So you have made some impact on her, but now that you're right in front of her, she reaches out on her turn and grabs at your shoulder, and hits for a 17, but I believe you have an AC that is much higher than that.
Correct. I am AC 20.
Yeah,
currently.
you're AC 20 currently. So she reaches out and touches your armor and almost like pulls back as it sears on some of the silver etchings you have within it, which you lucked out there. She was attempting to do a lot of damage, and realized
You guys see Thadric motion like he's saying the most deep thing in the world, but no one will ever hear it.
Astro runs forward, but doesn't get quite through the silence and starts barking really loud, but none of you can hear it, and you see him bouncing on his front toes, just trying to scare this Banshee as much as he can, and there's dust kind of blowing up around him as he's like really letting the Banshee have it, but nothing happens.
I could use this cone of silence IRL.
The Tabaxi Hunter's turn. He rushes up next to Thadric, and puts his paw out to claw, and you see that his claws are silver tipped. As he's been hunting these beasts for some time, he figured out one of their weaknesses, and he claws out for a nat 20, and does 1d4.
So 4 plus.
Ace of 4.
So he
That
gets
makes sense,
he
though.
gets 6 points of damage on this remaining banshee.
It's better than 2.
Yeah, better than negative, aka hitting a
I
teammate.
mean, you triple this damage.
Garth, your turn.
My turn. Garth's gonna let fly a couple more of these meteors. He can do 2 per turn as a bonus action. He's gonna aim it kind of towards the back of the banshee because it does affect a 5-foot radius.
Okay.
So he just doesn't want to hit his friends
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
fiery explosions that will emit. You will need to do a dex save.
A 2
But isn't magic right there?
and an 11.
2 and 11.
2 and 11.
That will fail twice. And you will take 10 points of fiery explosion.
All right.
And then I shall bonus action, or that, because that was a bonus action, I shall cast Firebolt, my cantrip, to try and add to it. I don't think that will do it. 14?
Hits.
Yeah, buddy. All right.
These banshees are glass cannons.
8 more fire damage
8
on top
more
of it.
fire damage. As you hit, you see her too burst into bright light and flame and explode. But as she explodes, she lets out a wail that doesn't do damage to you, but echoes through the area. And you hear a rumble as that echo hits, and some of the rocks shift a bit, and the tower shakes a tiny bit in the distance. But you are now out of battle. The wisps that were with the banshees quickly fly up the hill and out of the way.
Oh, could I fire? I was wanting to fire a magic missile at the wisps.
You can, if you want to fire at the wisps as they move out, you may.
Since it's an auto hit,
Yeah,
yes, I would.
perfect.
Oh, would those need to do dex saves?
Oh, they would need dex saves. Let me quickly do that.
Why do they need dex
Whoa,
saves?
2 fails there, and 2 fails there. These dice are not rolling well for me.
Oh, from his.
Blacksmith craft dice rolls exactly what the players need.
Well, what
So-
the story needs?
There, I believe that was 11 points of damage each. Yeah, so these wisps are flickering and fading.
13 damage from magic missile.
To which wisp? One or
Right or left?
right or left?
Let's go with right.
All right. You blast that wisp out of existence and it disappears. So you get a wisp kill there.
Poor Wispy.
And then this other wisp continues on, and it's flickering as it's seemingly low on its wisp life and heading up the hill out of range. It does, I believe, Thadric, you are within range as it's starting to leave. You may try to swipe at it if you wish.
Yeah, magic mace slash.
Magic Mace Slash, so it's an opportunity
Probably
attack.
Get it.
That's not
Probably
amazing.
gonna get it.
What?
But 22,
It hits.
but only for 4 damage.
For 4 damage. Well,
Oh, 5 damage, magic.
5 damage.
Magic.
Let's see, with the Tabaxi misses his swipe as the wisp gets out of range and starts fluttering away, now flickering with very little life left.
I believe in fairies.
As the wisp is going away, the Tabaxi hunter looks across the group. Are you all okay? This wisp escaping is not the best of things as they drain life force, but at least we survived. But
Yeah, that second time went a lot better.
yes,
Definitely better when you have a plan.
yes, but that rumbling in the distance is not very good. Last time this happened, the tower was attacking, and it appears it is again. And he points, and as you see behind you, the tower seems to be sending out shards of crystals to your direction, large pieces flying at you all. I need everyone to make a dex save to end out our show.
Gosh.
Oh no, that's not a good deck save.
Okay.
I got a 10.
All right.
I wasted it on the hit. I got a 4.
4. Okay.
17.
17.
11.
11.
And a shield.
And a shield.
Mhm.
As you are all seemingly about to be hit, the Tabaxi hunter shoves Thadric out of the way, and Thadric, you are saved, and the hunter takes a hit from one of these. One of the hellhounds rushes over and tackles Valari, and the hellhound and Valari are safe. The final hellhound scoops up the Astro, who was on a critical fail, and jumps out of the way but gets crushed as he saves Astro. So there's a hellhound and Astro up, and it looks like we have one more source of damage to...
Wait, the Hellhound got crushed saving Astro?
The hellhound got crushed saving Astro. The alpha that had...
Oh!
And then we do have Ari to take damage. Ari, you are going to take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. The Tabaxi hunter is pinned with his lower half underneath this crystal, and he's laying back, and he coughs up a little bit of blood and puts his hand on Thadric's shoulder.
Can I go do medicine?
He's clean on his way out. He is essentially the upper half of a Tabaxi for the moment. He puts a claw on Thadric's shoulder and says, "Protect the group. Your skill and courage with those banshees was powerful enough to give some life. I have a few vials in my pouch that should give you healing, and a small key that will let you in to a door. But free my hound if you must. He will be a companion for a brief time, but he is smart and may be of service for a bit." And he pats you on the shoulder a couple times and lays back and pulls the hood over his head. "I must go." And he just lets out a sigh, and his head flops to the side. And the bag that he had at his side kind of rolls open, and there's 6 greater healing potions, a potion of invisibility, and a small key that he was talking about. Alongside it, it looks like some seared meats that are a bit more hellish, let's say. Something that you don't seem to enjoy, but it was built for the hellhounds. The remaining hellhound walks over and lets out a strange, fiery, smoky whimper and nudges the hunter's face and walks over and finds like the remainder of his other friend, but then rushes over and noses Astro, who is just out of reach of where the rock had come down, and picks him up by the scruff and carries him over and lays down with Astro and puts his head on Astro for a brief moment to calm the pup, who is now whimpering and shivering, and he lays at the feet of the group, just out of reach of where the hunter is and right next to Thadric. And this is where we are going to leave the episode, as the group has been severely battered. Their new comrade saved Thadric, and has given the group a little bit of a push forward.
I'm a break a tower.
I'm gonna break a tower. Yeah, so, whew! That was
Jeez.
players. Thank you for taking a beating. Thank you for all staying alive because we didn't need to lose a character now. Next episode we can, but now we can't. So yeah, we will be on social. We'll be on our podcasts. So catch up on some of our other stuff. Listen to some of our summer series. It's only some of our summer series is only on YouTube and Twitch. We don't have that on podcasts, so podcasts are your way to keep up with the main line. So if you want some extra fun, hop back here on Twitch and listen to some of our other stuff we've done. Keep an eye on our social because we will be doing some giveaways. Any other stuff you guys want to round out with as I prepare to raid? So stick around for just a minute, people, as we are preparing a raid.
I would like to say, hang out with us too on our Discord.
Yes.
Just really quick before we get to all our great sponsors, you can find us on Discord. Is it just Here Be Dragons? I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, there's a Discord link. There's a Discord link below on Twitch.
Oh, there's a Discord below. Yeah.
And then also
hang out with the Discord because there it is. There it is. Good job. We have a command for that.
There is a link on
because we hang out there, we talk, we love to keep up with you all. And now go.
Go.
Just go. Blacksmith craft dice.
Caffeinated kobold.
Everything you need to make your game nights fun.
You know, if you
Also, you can drink it in the morning.
Also,
and your quarantine mornings a little bit more
Adventurous.
Yeah. So take a look at them. Also know that some of their gear may be coming your direction if you are a winner on our Instagram post that we'll be making the next week or so. We're lining up the details with those sponsors, so you'll get to hear about it very soon.
But just something to keep in mind in all seriousness, though, is like the holidays are coming up, and supporting small businesses is something we really, really should be all doing right about now. So definitely, check them out because you can get some great gifts there.
Yeah. And I am trying to trigger a raid, and we'll be raiding the DAT network. So thank you all for joining. I'm going to push the raid now button, and we'll see you next time.
See ya!
Come back again now, y'all here.
And we are going to our video.